from Absegami High School, the Region 8 Wrestling Championships. Hi everybody, this is John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski. And Steve, what a great tournament it's been so far. The sparks should fly in the finals.
That's right, John. There's been great wrestling since Wednesday night. Some great upsets on Wednesday. Friday night's quarterfinals were fabulous, and this afternoon semifinals has just set up some tremendous bouts for tonight's finals.
We have 6 wrestlers who are seeded number 1 and number 2 going against each other in the finals. We have 3 more bouts with number 1 against number 3. We have 2 defending state champions on display tonight. We have 4 defending Region 8 champions. It makes for some very interesting wrestling in the finals.
That's right. We're going to start right off at the beginning with a super bout, a rematch of an earlier dual meet, and that's Matt Hunkler and Joe Alexander from Delsey. That's going to be a great bout. We're going to finish out with another rematch at the end, which is Jermaine Ruffin from Paulsboro, and he's going to wrestle Kurt Townsell, and that was a 1-point bout early in the year. And then we've got great bouts in between too, John.
And interestingly enough, Steve, last year, Jermaine Ruffin, as you mentioned, headed for a great match tonight, won the state championship last year. He won his 4th district championship this year, the first wrestler, as we know, in the history of the state to win 4 district championships as a heavyweight, and yet he did not win the Region 8 championship here last year. He was 2nd. Got his revenge in the state finals against Dave Riss from Highland, but Jermaine Ruffin has never won a Region 8 title.
This has been a championship that has eluded Jermaine, and it's a very big championship for someone. I mean, this is the way this tournament is run here at Absegami, very prestigious to win this title. Some other local wrestlers like Jason Gardner trying to repeat. He won here last year at 119. He's back at 125 against a very tough Matumi Goodrum.
Yeah, Absegami, by the way, Matumi Goodrum is from Absegami High School, coached by Gene Barber, a Paulsboro High School graduate. Absegami's been a whirlwind in South Jersey this year along with Kingsway High School. They had a great dual meet season. Their only loss was in the state Group 3 semifinals. They were finished number 1 in the Courier Post poll. Their consensus number 1 in South Jersey among many people, probably be the number 2 team in the state behind Phillipsburg. And they lead all teams here tonight with 7 guys in the finals. And that hasn't been done for a number of years, since Highland one time had 7 in the finals with 6 regional champions.
That's right, John. 9 Absegami Braves will be heading to Cherry Hill East for the first 2 rounds of the state tournament coming up on Tuesday. Outstanding showing in this tournament, very dominant. And like you said, 7 Braves in the finals tonight, led by Matumi Goodrum and a freshman named Lade Black.
Who everybody, interestingly enough, will see something their eyes may not behold. As Steve mentioned, on Tuesday night, we go to what's commonly known as the Super Regionals, with matches the first 3 place winners from Region 7 and Region 8. It's actually the preliminary round and the pre-quarterfinal round of the state tournament. That state tournament continues Friday night in Atlantic City's Convention Center. But tonight we have to get through this first and see who qualifies for Tuesday.
Yeah, there's going to be some great matches, as we said, and I'm really looking forward to these the finals tonight.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the introductions right after this. Welcome back to Absegami High School, and public address announcer John Murray introduces the wrestlers for this evening.
His career record is 52-7. He is a 2-time Pinelands Tournament champion and most outstanding wrestler. He is the Delsey Holiday Classic champion, 3rd in Region 8 last year, and 2-time District 31 champion from Delsey High School, Joe Alexander. And his opponent at 103 is a sophomore. He was seeded 1st, and he has a record of 30-1 with a career record of 38-2. He was the Caldwell Tournament champion, 3rd in the Deep Creek Invitational, the District 29 champion, and undefeated in New Jersey from Paulsboro High School, Matt Hunkler. Once again at 103, Alexander and Hunkler. Wrestling at 112, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a sophomore with a record of 28-3 and a career record of 50-9. He was 3rd in the Neptune Classic, 2-time Delsey Christmas Tournament champion and 2-time District 32 champion from Absegami High School, Ryan Anderson. And his opponent at 112 is a junior. He was seated 5th. His record is 28-2 with a career record of 51-13. He is the District 30 champion from Highland High School, Nick Catone. Once again at 112, Anderson and Catone. Wrestling at 119, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a senior with a record of 26-3 and a career record of 86-27. He is a 3-time District 31 champion, 2-time Wildcat Invitational Tournament champion, and the 1996 Region 8 champion, a captain from Delsey High School, Todd Trempe. And his opponent at 119 is a junior and was seated 5th. He has a record of 25-3 with a career record 67-17. He is a 2-time Gator Tournament champion, 1994 Woodstown Christmas Tournament champ, 1996 District 29 champion and outstanding wrestler, and a 1997 District 29 finalist. He was 4th in the regions last year, a captain from Pittman High School, Jason Mercado. Once again at 119, Trempe and Mercado. And wrestling at 125, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a sophomore with a record of 29-2 and his career record 52-9. He is the 1997 Delsey Christmas Tournament champion, 2-time district champion, 1996 outstanding wrestler, and Cape Atlantic League All-Star from Absegami High School, Goodrum. His opponent at 125 is a senior and was seated 1st. He is undefeated at 27 wins and no losses. He is a 2-time District 29 champion, the 1996 Region 8 champion, and became the West Deptford's career leader with 85 victories. A captain from West Deptford, Jason Gardner. Once again at 125, Goodrum and Gardner. Wrestling at 130, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a sophomore with a record of 25-2 and a career record of 48-4. He was 1st in the Kittatinny tournament, 2-time Neptune champ, 1st team All-Cape Atlantic League, and 2-time District 32 champion from Oakcrest High School, and captain Scott Garon. His opponent at 130 is a senior and was seated 5th. His record 29-3, career record 80-10. He's a 1997 District 32 runner-up, 1995 District 32 champion, 1997 Delsey Christmas Tournament champion, and earlier today he upset the 4th and 1st seeds from Absegami High School, Paul Hess. Once again at 130, Garon and Hess. Wrestling at 135, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a junior with a record of 22-7 and a career record of 58-24. He is the District 31 champion and most outstanding wrestler from Buena Regional High School, Brian Forster. His opponent at 135 is a junior and was seated 5th. He has a record of 28-2. He was the Pinelands Tournament champion, the 1996 District champion, 95 Region 8 champion from District 31, a captain from Delsey High School, Larry Smashy. Once again at 135, Forster and Smashy. Wrestling at 140, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a junior with a record of 25-2 and a career record of 62-14. He upset the second seed in the semifinals. He's the 1996 District 31 runner-up, two-time Edgewood Christmas Tournament champion, and 97 District 31 champion from Millville High School, Derek Warple. His opponent at 140 is a freshman and undefeated with 31 wins. He was first in the Neptune tournament, first in the Delsey tournament, a Cape Atlantic League All-Star and District 32 champion from Absegami High School, Lay Black. Once again at 140, Warple and Black. Wrestling at 145, this wrestler was seated 7th. He is a junior with a record of 24-5 and his career record 51-12. He pinned the number 2 seed. He upset the 3rd seed 15-6. He's the 1996 Southern Regional Champion and two-time District 31 runner-up from Millville High School, Bob Barber. And his opponent at 145 is a senior and was seated 4th. He has a record of 23-3 with a career record of 75-24. He's the runner-up in District 29 in 1996. He's the District 29 champion and a captain of the Kingsway Group 2 state champions from Kingsway High School, Joe Harry. Once again at 145, Barber and Harry. Wrestling at 152, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a record of 30-1 and a career record 72-16. He is a two-time District 32 champion, first in the Neptune Classic, first in the Delsey tournament. He has 23 pins and a captain of the Absegami wrestling team, Junior Kato. And his opponent at 152 is a senior and was seated 1st and is undefeated with 28 wins, a career record of 98-17. He is a two-time Hunterdon Central Tournament champion, two-time District 31 champion, 3rd in Region 8 tournament, and 4th in the state, a captain from Buena Regional High School, Dominic Delgado. Once again at 152, Cotto and Delegado. Wrestling at 160, this wrestler was seated 2nd. He is a senior with a record of 27-0 and a career record of 89-14. He is a two-time Egg Harbor Christmas Tournament champion, a Southern Regional Tournament champion, and a District 29 champion, a captain from West Deptford High School, John Craig. And his opponent at 160 is a junior and was seated 1st. He has a record of 28-1 and a career record of 95-7. He's a 3-time district champion, a 2-time region champion, and he has 95 wins as a junior, 3rd in the state in 1996, a captain from the 10-time Group 4 state champions, Highland High School, Mike McGinley. Once again at 160, Craig and McGinley. Wrestling at 171, this wrestler was seated 3rd. He is a junior with a record of 28-2 and a career record 52-11. He's the 96 Icebreaker Tournament champion, the 96 Egg Harbor Tournament champion, 2-time District 32 runner-up, and the 1997 District 32 champion, a captain from Lower Cape May High School, Tyson Ramenter. And his opponent at 171 is a junior and was seated 1st. He is undefeated with 26 wins and a career record of 67-11. He's 3-time district place winner, 3-time Christmas tournament champion, 1997 district champion and Region 8 runner-up last year from District 30 and captain of Williamstown High School, Nick Lopez. Once again at 171, Rementer and Lopez. Wrestling at 189, this wrestler was seated third. He is a junior with a record of 27-4, career record 50-23. He was first place in District 32, first place in the Delsey tournament, most valuable wrestler in the Delsey tournament, All Cape Atlantic League, and captain from Absegami High School, Chris Carlino. And his opponent at 189 is a junior and was seated first. His record 27-2 with a career record of 60-22. He's a two-time Pinelands Christmas Tournament champion. Third place in the 1996 Region 8 tournament. Third place in the 96 District 31 tournament. And 1997 District 31 champion, a captain from Delsey High School, Greg Sawyer. Once again at 189, Carlino and Sawyer. Wrestling at 215, this wrestler was seated second. He is a senior and undefeated at 15-0 with a career record of 54-9. He's a District 29 champion, a 1996 runner-up, Gateway and Overbrook Christmas Tournament champion, a captain from Deptford High School, Harry Weber. And his opponent at 215 is a senior and was seated first. He is undefeated at 29 wins with a career record of 87-20. He's a three-time Egg Harbor Christmas Tournament champion, three-time District 32 champion, 1996 Region 8 champion, and a 1996 state champion, a captain from Lower Cape May, Sean Lachlan. Once again at 215, Weber and Lachlan. And at heavyweight, this wrestler was seated second. He is a senior with a record of 28-2, career record 50-9. He was second in the Neptune Classic, first in the Delsey Holiday Classic, first team All Cape Atlantic League, and a 1997 District 32 champion and captain from Absegami High School, Kirk Townsend. And his opponent at heavyweight is a senior and was seated first. His record, 30-0 with a career record of 107-14. He's a three-time Deep Creek champion, four-time District 29 champion. He won more matches than any other New Jersey heavyweight, three-time region finalist and defending state champion, a captain from Paulsboro High School, Jermaine Ruffin. Once again at heavyweight, Townsend and Ruffin. That's it for our introduction. Let's get those lights on and let's get ready to wrestle.
All right, there you have it, the introductions for the finals of the Region 8 tournament. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to the first match right after this. Back at Absegami High School, the Region 8 Championship Final, the very first bout, 103 pounds. The number one seed, sophomore Matt Hunkler from Paulsboro High School, 30 wins and 1 loss. He'll wrestle against Joe Alexander, a sophomore from Delsey High School, 28 wins and 1 loss. And Steve, his 1 loss was to Matt Hunkler.
Yes, this is a rematch, John, of a dual meet back in mid-January, and a very big win for Matt Hunkler. Matt Hunkler beating a very established 103-pounder in Joe Alexander. Joe Alexander placed third here a year ago, went on to the state tournament, and actually won 2 matches in the state tournament. Joe Alexander, very fine sophomore for Delsey High School, and I believe that score was 6-5 the last time.
You're right. I think there were a couple of cautions in there that helped Hunkler along the way. ironically, the points that Hunkler got to win the match 6-5 were on a takedown. And according to the sheet that Joe Alexander filled out, he gave up only one takedown this season. So that had to be the one to Hunkler. Hunkler, of course, Steve lost to Brad Davenport of Great Bridge in the Deep Creek tournament 2-1. Later came back and beat the same wrestler for 3rd place. So the only loss he has this year, he avenged in the same tournament.
Watch a shot off the whistle, John. There it is.
Yep. Hunkler Alexander 52-7 in his career, 24-6 as a freshman, 28-1 this year. Hunkler 8-1 a year ago in backup duty to David Gibbon of Paulsboro, 30-1 this year, as we mentioned.
Tough situation here on the line. Alexander doesn't look like...
Didn't get him off his base, so therefore Roy Fenimore did not give a takedown to Joe Alexander. He was in deep. Roy Fenimore, the official on the mat, the referee. His assistant is Albert DiGiacomo.
There's a takedown for Alexander. Alexander very aggressive on his feet, John. Good low single shots, and he leads now 2-0.
Has nice height too. I think.
Okay, guys, let's go to work.
Disadvantage to Hunkler. You can hear we have the referee Roy Fenimore mic. So the voice you hear on the mat will be the referees. Hunkler, the #1 seed, advanced with a 130 fall over Evan Davis of Vineland. In the semifinals, he beat he beat Brian Workman of Woodstown in a fall in 232. Alexander, the #2 seed, advanced with a 15-3 win over Jesse Aquino of Deptford, and then he advanced to the finals with a 3-0 win over Greg Austin of Ocean City, who he had beaten earlier this year. Austin's only lost to that point. Austin came back and won 13-2 for 3rd place, and will appear on Tuesday at the Super Regionals.
John, here's a situation where Fenimore is looking for both wrestlers to work.
Guys, wrestle inbounds now. Wrestle through the line. Let's wrestle.
I want to point out to the fans that only one of our officials is mic'd, so only about 1 out of our 4 matches will hear someone on the mat being mic'd, and that's Roy Fenimore.
And that might be a good thing, because maybe some of the other comments might not be airable.
Well, I think that it's interesting to hear what goes on.
This is the most experienced of the 4 officials, Roy Fenimore. He's been doing it for over 25 years. Fact is, he was relating earlier today how he was one of the officials when there were only 4 regions in the state, and the regions were wrestled at Collingswood High School.
Wrestled 4 regions 1 year at Cherry Hill East, if I remember correctly. 1971, when they went to 8 regions, I'm sorry, in 1972. Alexander's did a good job holding Hunkler down. Fenimore's asking for a little more action.
Look something here, look something. Let's work it.
And that's the end of the first period. Alexander with a 2-0 lead. Now for a little bit of revenge, he's the District 31 champion, Hunkler the District 29 champion. As we mentioned earlier, these wrestlers, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in this tournament, move on to what's called the Super Regionals. Will be the first 3 place winners from Regions 7 and 8 in the preliminary round of the state tournament, followed by the pre-quarterfinal round, and that'll be on Tuesday night at Cherry Hill East High School. Action continues Friday night at the Atlantic City Convention Center with the quarterfinals and the first of the wrestlebacks. Will continue Saturday morning and starting at 9:30 with the semifinals and wrestlebacks, and then consolations. And of course, Saturday afternoon is the big show, the championship round.
John Hunkler won the toss there and deferred to Alexander. Alexander took the defensive position, and he holds a 2-0 lead.
Alexander, of course, coached by Steve Isles, veteran coach at Delsey High School. Hunkler coached by Paul Marina. 3-0 the lead with Alexander getting the escape. 1:30 left in the opening period. Second period.
Very critical part of the bout. And there's Alexander in on a low single again, John. This is really critical. And there's another takedown.
And almost an insurmountable lead from what I've seen of Alexander in the tournament.
go, Tom. You can't just ride there, Tom. You gotta do something.
That's interesting that Fenimore's calling for the top man to do something, but he hasn't called stalling, John. Oh, there it is.
Answers your question.
And I think what Alexander's corner is going to tell him to do is not change. He has a 5-0 lead, and imagine he still has a lot of time to go, but you don't want to get, oh, he's going to change. Here he goes with the freestyle start, John.
Yep. Going down.
Well, he's taken him down twice so far, and rather easily, so
There's Hunkler with it.
well, there's a takedown by Hunkler. That's only the second time all year that Alexander's been taken down.
We're on a match again now, John.
Yep.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
37 seconds remaining here in the second period.
As you mentioned earlier, Joe Alexander, a third-place finisher in Region 8 last year.
Trying to get to his feet here.
Decision that Nick Patone of Highland 6-3 in the finals last year, in the consolation finals last year, after losing to White of West Thetford 9-4.
Alexander in on that single again. There's a
takedown again.
Keep working. Keep working. Only got his legs tied up. Do something all the time, man. Let's go.
At the end of the second period, Joe Alexander of Delsey with a commanding 8-3 lead over Matt Hunkler of Paulsboro. In the Paulsboro corner, nearest to the camera, is Paul Marina, his assistant coach, Dean Duca.
241
career wins for Marina as a coach. Next year, will surpass his mentor,
Too soon.
Bob Frederick, and his
Going down.
tenure at Paulsboro, I think, had 240,
251.
251.
251.
Got it.
10 away.
Hunkler needs to get going here. Alexander's managed to get 3 takedowns to Hunkler's 1. That's the difference in the match.
Work it now. You got it down. You got to work. You can't ride with that. You can't ride with that. You can't just ride with that hand. Top man. You got to work.
1 minute and 39 seconds to go in regulation. Joe Alexander with an 8-3 lead.
You're down.
What Alexander can't afford is a stalling point here, John.
Well, if he gets hit with another stall, that's the first point, first penalty point. As you mentioned, he's deadly on his feet, and of course has used 3 different takedowns in this match to build up the 8-3 lead.
Interesting that Fenimore again has verbally warned the wrestler, and now Alexander going for a tilt.
You're still parallel, Tom.
As you mentioned, interestingly, he's warning him that he's parallel. Hunkler with a reversal.
Let's go.
Makes it 8-5 with 44 seconds to go.
Hunkler needs a big turn here.
Maybe too late, Steve.
I think he needs some kind of near fall points here, John, with only 30 seconds to go in the match.
And as we saw in the Group 1 state championship match, sometimes when you need something, it's pretty difficult to get.
That's right. That's John Kane, assistant coach at Delsey High School, former Delsey wrestler, former Pittman head coach.
Assistant Steve Isles, of course. 25 seconds to go. Joe Alexander of Delsey with an 8-5 lead. Third place a year ago, trying to get the gold medal this year. Matt Hunkler of Paulsboro making his first appearance in the regional finals.
Hunkler needs some kind of toss here, John. Doesn't look like he's going to get it.
Ball throw with an escape. Too little, too late. Final score, Joe Alexander of Delsey, 9-5 winner. That was an escape for Delsey there at the end. So 9-5 is the final score. Joe Alexander wins. He becomes the 19th regional winner in Delsey High School history.
Good match wrestled there, and the difference, John, was 3 takedowns. Joe Alexander very tough on his feet, and he came through with 3 good single leg shots to win the.
You're right. Roy Fenimore, the official, saying it's hot in here, and it is. I see you doffed your sport coat a little bit a while ago, as I did. Tell you what, Steve, we're very fortunate to have some great sponsors for this show, Glassboro Lumber and Kitchens. One of them, stop in and visit Jerry Vallejo in his exciting new showroom. They offer no pressure browsing, 2020 color computer system, which enables you to see Glassboro Lumber and Kitchens cabinets in your kitchen. Only a 3% sales tax, so visit them at 132 Route 40, just outside of Velmer, or call 358-1854.
About 112 here, we have Nick Catone of Highland, who was a District 30 runner-up, and we have
Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson, the District 32 champion from Absegami.
Nick Catone, of course, was here last year, and he was a big upset. I assume an upset, but David Gibbon pinning last year in the quarterfinals, was it?
Semifinals, John.
Semifinals. Nick Catone, of course, from Highland, then came back in the consolations and got beat by that Joe Alexander, who just won his first regional title. So Alexander won his after placing 3rd last year. Catone going for his regional title after placing 4th last year.
Last year, Alexander also qualified for this tournament, but he fell on Friday night to Mr. David Gibbon. So,
Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson
okay.
qualified as a district champion last year, two-time district champion.
Nick Catone, 28-2 this year, 51-12 in his career. He's lost to Brick Memorial 2-1 in overtime. He lost to Wesley Roach, who we saw earlier in this tournament, Edgewood 9-7. Ryan Anderson from Absegami, one of 7 Absegami wrestlers in the finals this evening, a sophomore. Nick Catone is a junior. Ryan Anderson of Absegami, 28 wins and 3 losses this year. His losses to Frank Gabriel of Oakcrest 4-3, Lonnie Wilson of Pennsgrove 4-3, and John Laffin of Howell 4-0. 50 wins and 9 losses in Anderson's 2-year career at Absegami. Highland coach, of course, is veteran Ralph Ross, senior. We'll see Ralph Ross Jr. later in the program. Ryan Anderson, of course, coached by Gene Barber, and one of the assistants on the team who's in the corner with him is that Dolph Hawk.
Dolph Hawk, a former Haddon Township wrestler. Not a whole lot of action here in the first period, John.
We're 0-0, winding down in the last couple of seconds.
Wrestlers a little cautious.
And well, they might be. This, if you win this round here, Steve, you win it Tuesday night, and you can sit back the first round Tuesday night. Seconds and thirds go against each other first. Second from Region 8 against the third from Region 7, and vice versa. Region 7 runner-up against the third from Region 8. Then the champion swinging actions. You see Dolph Hawk, who is closest to the camera, side by side with Gene Barber.
Sometimes I wonder, John, because sometimes wrestling the 3rd place wrestler in the 2nd round is really tough.
Well, it certainly is.
In that super region competition. Sometimes you're better off wrestling 2 Region 7 wrestlers, in my opinion.
Here you got a tilt by Ryan Anderson, and he breaks the scoring scoreless deadlock here with a 2-point near fall. So Ryan Anderson gets on the scoreboard first with a 2-0 near fall. 2-point near fall for a 2-0 lead. We mentioned that Joe Alexander was the 19th champion in Delsey history, their first regional champion was Chris Iannacone back in 1973, 141-pounder.
Went on to be a state champ.
Went on to be a state champ. Steve Isles, the current coach at Delsey High School, was a 1976 129-pound regional champion.
Anderson doing a real good job on top here, John, controlling Catone. Gene Barber's wrestlers have been always good in the offensive position, good with bars, cross wrists.
And they're on fire in this tournament, Steve. No one's had 7 in the finals, to my knowledge, since Highland High School did it quite a few years ago. You see Dolph Hawk in the corner, the assistant coach at Absegami High School.
John, yeah, you're right. They are on fire, but they've just had a phenomenal year. They just have a very talented squad. They have a lot of depth. They have real balance. Plus, as they've proven over this weekend, they're not just balanced. They're very talented.
And of course, as noted by now, I'm sure everyone is aware of if they followed Absegami at all this year. We see another tilt situation, and we have another back count.
Good job there.
Ryan Anderson with 2 more points for a near fall.
What Anderson's doing is getting a real good cross wrist against Catone and just leading with that tilt. And the key to that is that good tight cross wrist.
And of course, Catone advanced. He was the number 5 seed because he finished 2nd in his district, and he advanced with a technical fall over Matt Wojcik of Middle Township. And then he advanced with a forfeit win over Dave Frank of Delsey, who was unable to continue in the tournament. That was on Friday night. Earlier today, as you see Gene Barber in the corner, the Region 8 Coach of the Year. Former Paulsboro High School district champion. As you see Ralph Ross on the right and Steve Avery on the left, the assistant coach for Highland. To mention Gene Barber getting the Coach of the Year honors earlier this evening from Boyd Sands, the executive director of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association. Gene Barber wrestled at Paulsboro, at Camden County College, and at Trenton State College. Oh, brother.
Look out.
Oh, my. Nice move by... Oh, brother. Time runs out. No back points. Still, that's a 4-0 lead for Ryan Anderson. And Catone advanced to the final with a 3-2 win over number 1 seeded Robert Becker of Clearview, handing him his first loss of the year. Ryan Anderson, the number 2 seed, had a 14-1 major decision over Andy Kinner of Shalik. He advanced to the finals with a 6-2 overtime decision over Wesley Roach of Edgewood. Robert Becker will make the trip to Cherry Hills as a 3rd place finisher here. He major decision Roach not 10-1.
Very interesting that Ryan Anderson chose the offensive position. I think it's a smart choice. Here he gives an escape, but Anderson controlled Catone so easily in that 2nd period. Now Catone gets the escape and really needs a takedown to get himself back in this match.
This could backfire. I was mentioning just before we had a flurry of back points there that Absegami High School might have deserved a better fate, Steve, in the Group 3 state semifinals. They were wrestling North Huntington High School.
That's correct.
Their heavyweight Kirk Townsville had a 14-0 lead on his opponent. Absegami was leading 26-23. If the match ends at that point, Absegami goes into the state Group 3 finals. Townsville was hit with a flagrant roughing call. The wrestler from North Huntington could not continue. He won by default. 6 points went to North Huntington. They went on to the Group 3 finals, and Absegami finished 3rd in the state. And we might say in the Group 3 finals, Warren Hills trimmed North Huntington pretty good.
Yes, they did. Warren Hills had a real nice year, and I think Absegami matched up pretty well against them, though, John.
Yes, they did. It would have been an interesting match because I think Absegami would have beaten them, and I think they would have won a state Group 3 championship. We see an injury timeout. 54 seconds left in the match. 4-1 lead for Ryan Anderson of Absegami.
John, this is a blood timeout, and for the fans that don't know, there's 5 minutes of blood time during a match. That's a new rule this year. It used to be unlimited blood time.
Right.
Now it's 5 minutes. Injury time is 2 minutes. That's other injuries other than blood. And seems like Mr. Anderson has a little bloody nose. And when you're in there on that dump, fireman's carry situation, a lot of times the other guy's hand is right across your face, and that's what happened there.
While we have this brief blood timeout, I'd like to mention another one of our sponsors for this championship is the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. This past November, inducted into the Hall of Fame, Red Woodzak of Lenape High School, Hector Rivera of Jackson Township, Danny DeTullio of Millville, Paul Marino of Paulsboro, Bernie Ryder of Jackson Memorial, Frank McAleer, the present Eastern High School Athletic Director and former coach at Woodrow Wilson, Cherry Hill West and Cherry Hill East, and Peter Paul Lamani, well-known Paulsboro figure who was a wrestler back in 41 and 42 and came back to Paulsboro as a coach and teacher and was an athletic director there for many years before he retired.
There's a stall warning against Anderson. He leads 4-1. Quick shot by Catone.
30 seconds left. Anderson with a 4-1 lead.
Has a stall warning, but he has a 3-point lead.
Well, that's the time you can be stalling out there is when you have the lead. 15 seconds left. Catone needs a minor miracle here. He needs a takedown and back points.
Anders staying tough on that dump.
The number 2 seed in this weight class, Ryan Anderson, gets a takedown. And Ryan Anderson will win the Region 8 112-pound championship. We'll be right back after this for the 119-pound championship. You can see the award stand presentation just ending for the 103-pound weight class. Now we're ready for 119-pound action. Jason Mercado of Pittman High School, a junior, 25-2, the number 5 seed, and he's wrestling Todd Trampay of Delsey High School, 26-3, the number 3 seed, and a champion last year at 112 pounds, now wrestling at 119.
And these guys have met many times before, John.
Yes, sir.
Twice this year, I believe. Last year's region semifinal, and a lot of matches between Mr. Trampay and Mr. Mercado. And the matchups and the styles sort of leans towards Todd Trampay, John.
Okay, Todd Trampay, 119-pound senior. He has 3 losses this year, twice to Andy Valleco, and of course earlier in the tournament. Earlier in the tournament, Trampay advanced with an overtime decision over Valleco, 8-6. He also lost to Demian Green of Paulsboro during the year. Jason Mercado, junior from Pittman High School, 25-3 this year. He lost to Matt Minnix of Gloucester Catholic, 4-2 in overtime. Lost to Todd Trampay, 8-6. He lost to Andy Valleco, 4-2.
John, that's an interesting situation. It seems that Valleco has sort of controlled Trampay the last few times that they've wrestled, and Trampay has sort of controlled Mercado. And then Trampay came back this afternoon and beat Andy Valleco. I don't know if you'd call it an upset. 2 very accomplished wrestlers. Trampay being the Region 8 champion last year at 112. Mercado went on the single.
And of course Mercado beating Mike Zekman of Woodbury earlier in the tournament to advance to the final round. He beat him 10-5. You see an escape by Todd Trampay. So Mercado draws first blood with a takedown.
Here comes Trampay back with a takedown.
And Trampay takes a 3-2 lead with 5 seconds left in the first period.
And John, you don't want to be on the bottom against Todd Trampay.
Not at all.
And then the period ended, and a little respite there for Mr. Mercado. Mercado last year was a District 29 champion in a very tough weight class. And this year was the Delsey coaching staff, Steve Isles. Back on their feet. Mercado taking the neutral position.
Interesting. Mercado taking neutral, but he's been good on his feet. He got several takedowns against Mike Zekman. Zekman, of course, coming into the tournament, the 3rd place finisher in District 29. He beat Vinny Romano of Woodstown by fall. Then he pinned that Dean Jones, the #1 seed from Mainland, on Friday night. Lost to Mercado earlier in the day, but then came back with a 10-7 decision over Andy Vallejo earlier this evening for the 3rd place medal in this region, and we'll go to the Super Regionals on Tuesday at Cherry Hill East. Andy Vallejo, Todd Trampay, the #3 seed, beat Chris Catania of Edgewood by a major decision 12-2 before the overtime victory over Andy Vallejo.
Another good single shot there by Mercado. He's going to get another takedown, John, I think.
He's close. Howard DiGiacomo is the official on the mat. No, I'm sorry, that's Joe Henry. Looked up too quick. Joe Henry, the official on the mat, assisted by Alan Maloney. Kind of a stalemate situation, sort of.
Sort of. I think he's going to let it go a little bit, but he's got to watch his back. Watch Trampay's back here, John.
He's got the near shoulder up.
I think we're going to have a stalemate. I'm not sure when, but let that go a pretty long time, John.
Yeah, I think I'd be hitting a stalemate right about now.
Oh, good call, John.
And he does. 3-2. The lead by Todd Trampay with 22 seconds left in the 2nd period.
These next 22 seconds are critical, John, for Mercado. He needs a takedown here, John. I think Trampay, even though he'll only have a 1-point lead, should take
I would agree. He loves to get on there and ride you and go for the back point situation.
He runs that power half as good as anybody in South Jersey, John.
3-2.
There it
After
is.
2 periods, you called it right on the nose, Steve.
Excellent on top. Boy, this is a brutal weight class, isn't it, John? There's just so many tough wrestlers at this weight in Region 8.
Well, you had to feel a little bit for that Dean Jones, the Mainland, the senior, coming back. He was 22-2 entering the tournament. First time he steps on the mat, and he gets in a real nail biter with Mike Zeckman, and then gets paid in 5 minutes and 39 seconds. You see Trampay trying for the tilt.
How about the other 2-time finalist and former champion Demian Green from Paulsboro? Didn't even make it to Region 8.
No, didn't get out of the district. Which should be plenty of incentive to work even harder next year. You know, you get that taste of being a regional champion and a regional runner-up, and you don't even make it out of your district. It goes to show you how far the sport's advanced.
And he has a win over Todd Trampay this year.
Who's in a regional final here.
That's right, and you see 3 of the top 4 wrestlers in this weight class are District 29 wrestlers.
1:25 left in the 2nd period. Todd Trampay, a senior from Delsey, carrying a 3-2 lead. Not afraid to go on his back and trying for that tilt.
Tough on top, John.
Sticking to Jason Mercado like body paint.
It's just so strong. I talked to Demian Green about Todd Trampay. He says he's the strongest kid he's ever wrestled.
1 minute remaining in the 2nd period. Third period. Said he's the toughest,
Strongest kid he's ever wrestled. He's just good grip and just very physical. And that really helps in the offensive position when you can grab and when you're just so strong you hold the guy's hips in the way Trampay does.
Wayne Marshall II, of course, the rookie coach at Pittman High School, following in the footsteps years ago of his own father. Had an interesting little bout last week with the surgeon.
Yes, he did. He had a appendectomy earlier this week, and you can see he's hurting there. He's actually walked away from his chair. Wayne had an appendectomy, I believe, on Tuesday, and he's down here coaching.
Amazing that he's here, and he's not bouncing around like he did in the districts, and for good reason. 45 seconds to go in the 3rd and final period. Todd Trampay with a 3-2 lead.
There's that power half.
86 wins in the career for Todd Trampay, a senior. Jason Mercado with 67 career wins. Less than 30 seconds, clock is running. Mercado trying to get out. Trampay sticking to him like glue. Oh my, oh brother. Almost for Mercado. Trampay refuses to let him go. Oh brother, oh my. Oh, so close to an escape. So close.
12 seconds to go, and Mercado needs one good burst here.
12 seconds to 1 point to force overtime. Todd Trampay going for his second consecutive regional championship. A little discussion between Joe Henry and Al Maloney. And we don't have these officials, Mike, so I have no clue what Joe Henry is talking about at the scoring table. Wayne Rochelle II in the picture next to the official. Wow, nice to have Mike.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to know.
I'd like to know.
We listened to Fenimore for narrate for 6 minutes, and now we have something we might like to hear.
It would have been nice to be a little fly on the table.
Interesting. Maybe we'll find out what it's about later on.
10 seconds. Mercado fighting for his life.
Trampay,
5 seconds to go.
John.
Trampay holding on. Mercado. Match is over. Todd Trampay repeats as a regional champion with a 3-2 win. We're going to take a little break from the action here at Absegami High School. We'll be back for the 125-pound championship right after this. Here we are at 125 pounds from West Everett High School. Senior, #1 seed, undefeated, Jason Gardner, 27-0. He'll put his record on the line against sophomore from Absegami, Matumi Goodrum, the #2 seed with a 29-2 record.
Goodrum last year came in here as a district champion and went out on Friday night, John. And this year, again a district champion, and you can just see the difference in Goodrum's body. He's really physical this year. He's actually up 2 weight classes from where he wrestled last year at 112. But he's out there against the extremely physical Jason Gardner.
And a second straight appearance by a regional champion, Todd Trampay. Just repeated a championship, although up a weight, and Jason Gardner was the 119-pound champion last year, and he's up a weight. Jason Gardner, we mentioned, 27-0 this year. He was a first in the districts in 96 and 97, second the previous 2 years, so a 4-time district finalist, first in Region 8 last year. Matumi Goodrum, sophomore from Absegami, as you mentioned, 29-2. He lost to Blair Tugman of Middletown South, 9-5. And Mike Jeffrey of North Huntington High School, 4-2. 23-7 a year ago, 29-2 this year, 52 career wins.
Big match, John, right here, because the loser of this match in the super region or state preliminary competition, actually in the pre-quarterfinals, will likely meet Micah Kahn, outstanding wrestler from Eastern High School. So the winner would be in the opposite bracket, and there's Goodrum on a takedown. Big match here.
2-point takedown, you're right, for Goodrum with 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Matumi Goodrum is leading defending champion Jason Gardner, 2-0. Gardner gets a reversal, ties it up.
Jason Gardner has just great hips.
Yes, he does. He's the #1 seed, undefeated. He advanced with a 5-4 win over Steve Zoltek of Ocean City. Then he came back with a major decision over Michael Wagner of Delsey, 11-1. Goodrum, the #2 seed, advanced with a 2-17 fall over Steve Felder of Woodbury, a 7-1 win over third seeded Dave Rosano of Highland. Mike Wagner will go to the Super Regions as a 7-3 winner over Rosano on Tuesday at Cherry Hill East. We're through 1 period. We're tied at 2-2.
Jay, hips up.
We have our mic'd official this time, John, in the assistant capacity.
Yeah, so you may hear him as you see Brian Farnham of West Deptford High School, the first-year coach at West Deptford.
Former Haddon Township standout, University of Virginia.
Right, assistant at Haddon Township for a couple years. Oh, brother, look at that power by Goodrum. He gets the escape.
Go, Jay, go! Don't sink!
Oh, brother.
These guys like the upper body.
Oh, boy, 2 bulls out here now.
I think this is interesting. You see a lot of leg shots, and it's interesting to see 2 guys that are pretty good at upper body.
86 career wins by that Jason Gardner. He had some hurt ribs in the district, Steve, and wasn't exactly himself. Goodrum in deep, trying to get the takedown. We got 2 on the takedown by referee Al Maloney.
Interesting call there, John.
And question by Brian Farnham, and we heard the mic'd official, Roy Fenimore, saying that was a good takedown. Yeah, 1:20 left in the second period. 5-2. Matumi Goodrum of Absegami is leading. What a great tournament Absegami's having. Great year and a great tournament.
They just have some outstanding talent, and Gene Barber's just done a great job molding that talent, John.
Yes, he has. He got some accolades earlier. He finished as the #1 team in the Courier Post top 10 poll, top 20 poll. As you see a back count by Matumi Goodrum. He's got 2 more points for a near fall. Gardner down 7-2 with 40 seconds left in the second period. He's got to get on his horse, Steve. 5 points down.
I don't think the West Effort coaches were happy with that. They thought that was a little quick also.
Well, yeah, I think the thing is he kind of put himself in jeopardy, put himself in a jeopardy position, but he didn't get out of it fast enough, and it was exposed long enough to get a count.
Gardner's just trying to hip over. He's not really hitting wrestling moves, John.
Well, I'm wondering how much his injuries, you see a stalling warning on Absegami. I'm wondering how much his injury is affecting him in his tournament. It looked like it affected him in the district tournament. I understand he was in a little bit of a fender bender with the car.
He has a little rib problem, John.
And that's what you don't need in Region 8 final, the rib problem. As you mentioned,
Goodrum's got the wrist.
Uh-oh. And we got more back points coming. Oh, what a performance by Matumi Goodrum. Oh, brother. 3-point near fall. Oh, brother. 12-2, Matumi Goodrum after 2 periods. What a performance against a returning regional champion. What did I say? 12-2. We got 10-2 on the scoreboard. Third and final period. Jason Gardner is down. He's got to get cooking. Down by 8 points.
Down 8 points, John, to somebody who's very, very stingy with points. And John, I know it's early, but you might be looking.
Oh, look at this! Oh, brother! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! There's a sophomore on a mission. Woo! Oh, brother! Oh, brother!
You might be looking at the OW, John.
Oh my! Plenty of time left in the period. Goodrum doesn't have to do a thing except just play huggies.
Well, he's got Gardner in big trouble. I don't know if
Big
Gardner can
time
last
trouble.
a minute.
A minute to go in the third period. Gardner gets out of it. 3-point near fall. Oh, brother. 13-2 against the returning regional champion. And Matumi Goodrum's got 2 more years, Steve.
Oh, he's brutal, John. He just absolutely taking it to Jason Gardner tonight.
40 seconds.
What a performance. Throwing a warning against West Effort for not moving on the bottom.
Jason Gardner's almost laughing at that because he can't do anything. There he is with an escape.
25 seconds to go. He gets 1 point to make it 13-3. Major decision territory if it's for a duel. Well, major decision anyway. But in a duel meet, that would have been 4 points for his team. What a great performance. Delsey wins the first weight, 103. Absegami wins 112. Delsey wins 119. Absegami in the driver's seat at 125. While we have this short break for injury time here, I'd like to say that Pools and Spas by Van Brill is also a sponsor of this Region 8 Championship. Custom gunite and vinyl liner pool, specializing in above-ground pools, spas, and pool rehabilitation and liner replacements. Van Brill's also has a large selection of pool and spa chemicals and supplies. Open all year. It's Pools and Spas by Van Brill, Woodbury Glassboro Road, Sewell. Give them a call at 468-0378. You can get a good look at Matumi Goodrum, talking with Coach Gene Barber.
That must be a great feeling, John. Be up 10 points on a defending region champion with 17 seconds to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jason Gardner, for his effort in this tournament, finishing second, which is not too shabby, gets to go against Micah Khan on Tuesday. Oh, my. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. 2-point near fall. Takedown and near fall. 17-3. Matumi Goodrum does a job on returning champion Jason Gardner of West Deptford.
Great match, John. Wrestled a fabulous match. And you know, I give Jason Gardner a lot of credit trying that throw at the end because he went for broke. And Goodrum was there to answer everything that Gardner had tonight, John.
And that makes a second regional champion for Absegami tonight. They come in with 12 regional championships, starting with Doug Hickman at 122 pounds back in 1977. Joe Pauls, Vinnie Levin, Bob Scannell, Joey Martin, Dave Luongo, Scott Ackerman, Johnny Martin twice, Dave Schultz and Sean Scannell were the previous champions, and they got two more tonight to that list, Ryan Anderson and Matumi Goodrum. We head into the 125-pound final. Number 5, 130-pound final. Number 5 seed, Paul Hess, is going up against, he's 29-5, a senior from...
Paul Hess is a senior from Absegami.
Absegami, another Absegami wrestler, and he's going up against Scott Guerin, a sophomore, the number 3 seed, 25-2 from Absegami. Threw a little blank there on Paul Hess, Steve, because the first thing that came to my mind was Holy Spirit.
Yeah, he wrestled for Holy Spirit. Actually wrestled his freshman year here at Absegami.
Right.
Sophomore year at Holy Spirit. Last year he did not wrestle, and then back at Absegami this year. Scott Guerin at the sister school, Oakcrest High School, only a sophomore, was the number 1 seed in this tournament a year ago, and bowed out in the quarterfinals, and this year was seeded number 3 and has advanced all the way to the final round against very good competition, I might say.
This is a district rematch, right?
That's right.
Scott Guerin of Oakcrest won the District 32 championship by beating Paul Hess. Paul Hess, therefore, was the number 5 seed. He tech-falled Bill Pizzuto of Edgewood 15-0 in 326. He then pinned Chris Thompson, the number 4 seed from Millville. Then he had a 4-0 decision over number 1 seeded Kevin Van Brill to reach the finals. Scott Guerin, as you mentioned, the number 3 seed. He advanced with a 3-1 win over Marvin Hamilton Jr. of Paulsboro. That was a reverse of the dual meet score where Hamilton beat Guerin in overtime. Then Guerin pinned Brian Green of Pennsville, who knocked off the number 2 seed Nick Donato of Highland in the quarterfinals. Guerin into the finals, only a sophomore, and going to Cherry Hill East will be Kevin Van Brill of Clearview High School. He's been first, second, and twice a third in Region 8, Steve.
That's right. He's qualified for the states all 4 years. Yeah, he's had a great career. And his career will be extended because better watch out here. Guerin in on a double.
Time runs out with no score after 1 period.
Guerin and Hess have met, I guess now, the 3rd time this year.
Hold still, Red. I'll put you on that.
Guerin won the first 2.
Move too soon, son. Wait for that whistle. Right on him, don't come slow, come right on him. Come on down.
Well, you can hear Roy Fenimore, the official, talking. Paul Hess of Absegami, 3 losses this year. You're right, he lost twice to Guerin, 6-2 and 7-3. His other loss was in the Neptune tournament. Scott Guerin of Oakcrest, 23-2. He lost in the Brick Memorial tournament. He lost in that overtime match to Hamilton of Paulsboro. That's their losses.
Hess doing a great job on top, as he did against Kevin Van Brill in the semifinals, riding that ball and chain.
4-0 shutout. I never could have imagined that happening to Kevin Van Brill. He's been so explosive the times that I've seen him this year.
Well, I will say this about the Absegami wrestlers. They came to wrestle this weekend. A lot of emotion, a lot of fire. They've beaten guys that maybe they shouldn't have beaten. And it's a real testament to the kind of year they had. And when you have that kind of year, it does help you in the postseason.
Getting a back count by Paul Hess. Here's a wrestler from Absegami High School who has lost twice to Garin this year. And he's going to take the lead here in the second period. What a Cinderella tournament Absegami is having. If they win this weight class, Steve, that's 3 of the first 5 they've won. And they have 7 in the finals. 3-point near fall. Paul Hess of Absegami High School takes a 3-0 lead.
Got Garin in trouble again with the legs, Joe.
Marvelous performance by the Absegami wrestlers.
Garin needs to score to get back in the match. He definitely needs to score. It's a potentially dangerous call there by Mr. Fenimore.
I started before he became a full Nelson. You're on top.
Well, you heard the explanation. He stopped it before it became a full Nelson because it was potentially dangerous at that point. Had it become a full Nelson, that would have been a penalty point for Scott Garin.
Hess is just doing a great job on top.
As all Absegami wrestlers have done in this tournament, Steve. I mean, what a truly fantastic year. Any doubts about who's #1 in South Jersey certainly have been answered down the stretch.
Garin with a reversal, John. Big reversal there for Garin. Gets him back in the match. You're right there, John.
3-2.
Absegami has just shown what kind of team they are, and they've done it really on every level this year. In the Delsey Christmas tournament, they had 11 first-place wrestlers. They went undefeated in South Jersey in dual meets, the one unfortunate loss that you mentioned earlier, and dominated District 32 and have dominated this tournament.
Beginning of third and final period, Paul Hess is leading 3-2. You see head coach Dean Barber looking on intently. Got a caution call on top. That's Scott Garin.
Caution. Toss your point next time. Go down, Red.
You heard the explanation.
Hold, wait for the whistle.
Oakcrest had a caution earlier. They have a caution now. They're free. The next one and everyone thereafter is 1 point at a time to infinity.
10 region place winners. That's again, John.
Amazing.
2/3, a fourth, and 7 finalists. Already
amazing.
2 champs.
That's amazing. Truly just a wonderful year. Probably, Steve, should be voted the second best team in the state. I think Phillipsburg, Group 4 lore, state champion this year. Very aggressive schedule, wrestling Easton and Nazareth, and some of the top teams in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania.
Wait for the whistle. Come on down.
Destroyed Southern Regional in the state Group 4 final.
I think the ranking committee will make Phillipsburg #1. It's going to be interesting. Who is #2, though, Joe?
Yeah, it could have been settled on the mat because Warren Hills, a lot of people were lobbying for Warren Hills, and had Absegami wrestled them between you and me, I think Absegami would have beaten them.
Well, Warren Hills lost to Belvedere earlier in the year that tied Roselle Park, who tied Paulsboro. Absegami beat Paulsboro 42-18. So, in just comparing scores, I thought Absegami was the favorite in that match.
Yeah, I agree.
I got 1 point green. That's 3 fingers, okay?
Wow.
Oh, that ties it up.
You can't do that.
All right, you heard the call. Absegami's hit with a penalty point for only grabbing
You're down.
3 fingers, and you've got to grab them all.
Very interesting. Time match now, John, with a minute to go.
3-3 with a minute to go. You're right. Very interesting down the stretch. Scott Garin, the #3 seed, a sophomore, 25-2. He's beaten Paul Hess twice earlier this year. He's trying for his 3rd win, and if he does, he'll be a Region 8 champion as a sophomore.
Just who wants it here, John? 45 seconds, under 40 seconds to go now. And whoever wants it, Hess needs to get a point.
This is
Garin
crunch
needs
time.
to hold him.
Oh, brother, trying for a 3/4 Nelson, Steve.
Let's go, guys.
You're not going to get called for stalling trying a three-quarter Nelson.
I wouldn't think so, but you also can get in trouble there if you don't lock the leg.
He's got it locked up pretty good.
Was trying to tie up the near side cradle. Goes back to the three-quarter Nelson. 10 seconds to go. We're tied at 3-3 and looking at overtime. Hess has to get out. 5 more seconds to go. He's getting loose. If he faces him, he's going to have an escape. His ankle's tied up. Oh, brother!
No points.
Oh,
Going
my.
neutral. Overtime. 2 minutes.
Oh, so close. And we're going to get a caution on Absegami. Had that been the other way, Steve, the match would have been over. Everything carries over, and Hess has 2 cautions.
Both wrestlers now have 2, or Guerin had 2 cautions, right, John?
I told you I had 1, but you could be right. We're in overtime. The first point, any shape, manner, or form wins. If they don't have a winner after 2 minutes of overtime, they go into the tiebreaker, the 30-second tiebreaker. A flip of the coin will determine who's on top and who's on the bottom. But it may not reach that point. A takedown wins it. A penalty point wins it.
Hess with a barrel roll shot.
Oh my! Oh my! Oh, out of bounds!
Neutral.
We're still neutral.
They're going to decide this right here, I think,
Steve,
John.
if he did that in the center of the mat, he would have had a takedown. That's Paul Hess, who twice has lost to Scott Guerin. Mentioned earlier, 6-2 and 7-3. We're tied up 3-3 in overtime.
He's in on that dump shot again, John.
Yes, he is.
He's not real deep, but he's controlling Guerin's hands.
1 minute, Scott, 1 minute.
Less than a minute to go.
Be interesting to see if they do go to the tiebreaker. There's another shot by Hess. If they do go to the tiebreaker, whether they take top or bottom, because both wrestlers actually did better on top, and it's really tough to put that much pressure on yourself.
Interesting. 40 seconds ago. Tied up at 3-3 in overtime.
I would take that
30 seconds ago in overtime.
Guerin needs 1 spurt. Hess needs to get out of there, John. That's not good position.
Too deep, Steve.
Shoot, dragon!
20 seconds ago in overtime.
He backed out a little bit. Nobody wants to make a mistake here, John.
10 seconds ago in overtime. Oh my, look at this. Oh, oh my, oh my, oh my. 2-point takedown at the buzzer. Oakrest the winner. 5-3 with a takedown at the buzzer. Oh, brother. Steve, we're going to take a break. We'll be back to 135 pounds right after this.
We're back at Absegami, and here we have a replay of that takedown. The near side cradle was locked up by Scott Guerin, and he took Hess over to his back, and Roy Fenimore, the official, determined there was control right about here. There you go, right there, near cradle, on his back, control, 2 points, region title.
There you go. And now we're at 135 pounds, and we have number 5 seed Larry Smashy of Delsey High School, 28-2. He's a junior, and he's wrestling Brian Forster, a junior from Buna High School, the number 3 seed who's 22-7. Larry Smashy finished second in the district, so he came in as a number 5 seed. He decisioned Dominic Cameron, Paulsboro, 5-4, a very good freshman from Paulsboro. Smashy then defeated Vito Constantine of Ocean City by a fall in 5:39. Advanced to the finals with a major decision 12-4 win over Jason Joseph from Highland. Brian Forster, the number 3 seed from Buna, advanced with a 4-2 decision over Tim Sorrentino of Washington Township. He advanced to the finals with a 3-2 win over Hampton, Mike Hampton of Absegami, who the Cinderella kid in the tournament, came in with a 16-12 record and knocked off second-seeded Kevin Logue. Forster advanced 3-2 over Hampton, and then Joseph took the third-place medal with an 8-4 win over Hampton. Al DiGiacomo, the official on the mat, calls a 2-point takedown for Forster, Brian Forster of Buna.
He's going to pick up big back points there too, John. Probably 3. I think he's got 3 down there.
Yes,
so
he does.
5 zip.
Near fall 3 for Brian Forster. I've been writing about his brother all year, John Forster, a true freshman at Rutgers University. Competed this weekend in the EIWA tournament over at the Plester in Philadelphia. Brian Forster, 7 losses this year. Lost to Smashy of Delsey 6-4 in overtime. Smashy by a fall in the second period, so this is their 3rd matchup this year. Lost to Bastianelli of St. Mark's of Delaware 15-14. Lost to Guerin of Oakcrest, who we just saw wrestle win a regional championship. They lost to Hess of Absegami 4-2, who we just saw finish 2nd in the region. Lost to Sorrentino of Washington Township 5-4. Lost to Sorrentino of Pemberton by a fall, and now he's in the Region 8 final.
That'll be their 4th match, John.
Well, Larry Smashy lost to Kevin Logue of Kingsway 7-3 and lost to Brian Forster 10-4. You're right. So Forster lost to Smashy twice and Smashy lost to Forster.
Yeah,
that was in the district final, right?
That's right.
This is a district rematch. You can see the coaches in the corner.
That's John Kane and Steve Isles in that corner. Very accomplished wrestlers both corners here.
You're not kidding. The other corner has Doug Castellini and Billy Ward, right?
Doug Castellari and Bill Ward, both.
Castellari.
Yeah, Doug Castellari wrestled for Buena. Bill Ward was a regional runner-up for, actually 2nd in the state for St. Augustine.
Right. Forster with a 5-1 lead. We're in the 2nd period. Oh my. Oh my. 2-point reversal for Forster.
Larry Smashy, a former Region 8 champion, was the 106-pound Region 8 champion 2 years ago when he defeated Paulsboro's Jason Bish in the final. Forster's got Smashy in trouble again, Joe.
Yep, 1995 you're talking about. Larry Smashy pinned Jason Bish in 5:47. And that was quite a competitive match, Steve.
Yeah, Bish was pretty far ahead at that point when Smashy recorded the fall. And one thing about Larry Smashy, you can never count him out. He just is one of those guys that'll catch you at any time. He's one of the most dangerous wrestlers I've seen, and we saw that against Jason Joseph earlier today. And I saw it this year earlier against Kevin Logue. There's the corner for Forster, Brian Forster.
That was Billy Ward, right?
Bill Ward and Doug Castellari. Bill Ward, the assistant. Castellari, the head coach.
9-2 the score. Brian Forster of Buena in the lead. We were talking about Scott Guerin winning that region.
There it is.
The last bout. Oh my, look at this. Oh brother.
I told you, it kept you in a heartbeat, John.
Oh my.
Kept you in a heartbeat.
Oh brother. There's the ball. Oh brother. Oh my. 30 seconds. He was down 9-2, Steve. Reversal and a pin. And Larry Smashy is a regional champion one more time.
I told you he was dangerous, John.
Absolutely dangerous. Steve, we have some great sponsors bringing some great action. One of them being Cross Run Auto. Whether you're buying, selling, or renting a vehicle, give Jack a call at Cross Run Auto. They are also your full auto repair specialist. Cross Run Auto, where there is a need, you need us. They're located at 438 West Broad Street in Paulsboro. Call 423-5000 and ask for Jack.
We have a replay here. There's Smashy with that patented flare that he uses up around the neck, slaps Forster to the mat. He's going to step over for the double grapevine. He hooks the legs, and if you catch somebody in this, it's curtains, John, and this is what happened. Hooked right in there, and it was just all over. Just waiting for Giacomo to get down there. Smashy tightens it up, and we have a fall.
Amazing, truly amazing. That I was mentioning while that was going on at Oakcrest on another regional champion. That was the 14th in our history. The last one in '94, where they had Jason Brown, James Jenkins, and Cornelius Cruz as regional champions. Now we're at 140 pounds. This is the super freshman from Absegami High School, undefeated, #1 seed, 31-0, Labe Black. And he's wrestling #3 seeded junior Derek Warfel, Millville, 25-2. Labe Black. You're going to hear his name for 3 more years, Steve. He's the freshman phenom from Absegami High School, undefeated, not a blemish this year.
That's right, John, and they met earlier this year. They met at Paulsboro in a quad.
Yes, they did. And what happened in that quad?
Well, Lade Black was a winner in that match. There's Warfel. Well, I thought Warfel had a takedown, but there's Lade Black.
Amazing.
Great hips, John.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Derek Warfel has 2 losses this year. As you were mentioning, one of them to Lade Black, 5-2. His other one was to Davidson of Highland, 13-9. Lade Black, of course, from District 32, 29-0, entering the tournament. And of course, now he's up to 31-0.
And Derek Warfel avenged that loss.
First blood, yes.
The one loss he avenged to Mike Davidson of Highland in very quick fashion today. 57-second fall
in
the semifinals.
And that's how Warfel made the finals here. He started out, as we mentioned, the number 3 seed. He beat Angelo Margaritas of Mainland by disqualification in 3:10. And then he pinned Davidson of Highland in 57 seconds. Lade Black advanced with a 118 fall over Andy Varga of Woodstown. Then he came back to decision. Brian Brittingham of Washington Township, 8-3. Mike Davidson came back to qualify for the state tournament by placing 3rd with a 223 fall over Brittingham.
That's Davidson's 3rd trip to the state tournament.
3rd trip to the States.
He finished 1st. He was the region champ 2 years ago at 119. 2nd last year at 135, where he lost to Scott Seibert.
Right, he beat that Dean Jones of Mainland, who we talked about earlier, 16-7 2 years ago.
Last year, lost to Seibert.
Pittman High School, and that was 11-9. So he's trying for his 2nd championship. He was trying for his 2nd championship in 3 years, but Warfel stepped in.
Big headlock.
Yes.
He hit a big headlock in that first period, and it was tight. There was no place for Mike Davidson to go. And Derek Warfel's trying to avenge his other loss this season.
There was one place for him to go.
And it was right
to his back.
Right to his back.
And now the championship bracket.
That's right.
Starting down is Derek Warfel on the short end of a 2-1 score after a period. Lade Black, talking to his father earlier, Dr. Black, a psychiatrist, said that Labe's name came from his grandfather, who passed away 2 days before Labe was born. That was the grandpop's nickname, and at that time they decided to name their son in memory of the grandfather, and it's stuck ever since. Labe has wondered where it came from. It came from his grandfather, who passed away 2 days before he was born. You see a penalty point.
Interesting, John. He locked around Warfel's legs.
Right.
Lade Black locked around Warfel's legs. You can lock around one leg when you're in the offensive position, but you can't lock around both legs. That's a technical violation and 1 penalty point for Derek Warfel.
And more importantly, of course, that hangs on the chart now, that penalty point. So if you get a stalling point, that's more in that line of 1-1-2 and you're out. So Lade Black has to be a little bit cautious. Father said he started wrestling when he was 8 years old in the mini program in Galloway Township and just became a mat rat, hung around, got his ears boxed a few times. The father said, well, if you want to improve, son, you got to try harder, and he certainly has tried hard. There's a reversal with Derek Warfel. He got behind Lade Black, and he got the 2 points, and he takes a 42 lead. Lade Black has not been in a position like this very often, I'm sure.
Looks like a very cool customer out there, John.
Well, he does. He's more savvy beyond his years, Steve. Dulce High School with 3 champions so far tonight. That ups their total to 21 regional champions. The all-time regional champion leader is Paulsboro, as we see a 4-4 score here now. Lade Black getting a reversal. Paulsboro, the all-time regional champion leader with 63 regional champions since the advent of regions. Highland was number 2, coming in with 35. Pemberton with 32. Lenape, Paul VI, Pennsville, Haddon Township, Millville, and Delsey with their 3 winners tonight. Moves into a tie for 7th place with Haddon Township on the all-time list, Steve.
Pretty impressive, John. To win 3 region titles in this tournament, very impressive for a pretty young Delsey team, too, John.
You see a caution.
Relax
Big 35 seconds for Warfel. He needs a point, John, because in the next period it'll be Black's choice.
And I'm sure he's going to take the defensive position and try to score from there. Got to be careful with locking hands. 25 seconds to go in this second period. We're tied at 4-4. Oh my! There's a breakaway. 1 point escape for Warfel. He takes the lead. 5-4.
One thing about Laid Black, his expression never seems to change.
A very stoic look. 15 seconds in running. Second period. Joe Henry, the official on the mat. Al Maloney in the background is the assistant official in this match.
Double leg.
You see a double leg. Going for a takedown. Time is running out. What do you got? What do you got?
Very interesting. Referees are conferring.
No takedown given. Oh, brother. 5-4. Millville with the lead after 2 periods. As you said, Steve, Laid Black will be on the bottom.
Laid Black is very impressive. That was a very impressive double
Dolph
leg.
Hawk on the left, Gene Barber on the right.
Watching their undefeated freshman, and he's down by a point. Last 2 minutes of the region finals.
Maybe not for long here. If he scrambles, he might be out. He's battling. Warfel the junior, who's been through these wars for a couple of years.
There's a stall call.
Stall warning.
And injury time for Derek Warfel.
Steve might mention during this injury timeout, I mentioned earlier that the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame is one of the sponsors of the Region 8 tournament and the District 29 tournament. And of course, one of the inductees this last year was Paul Marina, who is the coach at Paulsboro High School. 1977 graduate. He was twice a district champion, a Region 8 champ in 1977, and second in the state that year. 67 wins in his high school career, 108 wins in his college career, the last 2 years at James Madison University, where he went to the Nationals. Succeeded Bob Frederick as head coach in 85-86, and 242 6-4 record, 7 undefeated seasons, 12 Colonial Conference championships, 12 South Jersey Group 1 and State Group 1 championships, 11 District 29 championships. Inducted into the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame. As you see, an escape by Laid Black.
5-5 match. Approaching the last minute of wrestling.
We're tied up.
Black double. What a
takedown.
What a double leg takedown there for Black, John.
He's more than a freshman. Check his pulse. He is outstanding.
The expression on his face still hasn't changed, John. He's very intense.
They say, well, ho-hum, let's see what we got to do here to win. Little takedown? All right, here we go, little takedown. Oh, Coach Barber tells me his father is a psychiatrist. We see a caution on Millville, is that, Steve?
That's right. Okay. And Derek Warfel wants to know why he got a caution.
All right, that's our second caution, right?
I believe that's correct.
He doesn't want to do it again, or that will be a point. 1 minute remaining in the third period. 7-5 to score.
There's a tilt.
Going for the back
One
points.
count. That cross wrist tilt. Absegami's so tough on top, John.
They are tough.
And you know, with everybody letting everybody go, cutting everybody, a lot of guys really don't work on top that much. And I think if you can be good in the offensive position, you can really, really be physical against your opponent. I think that's a key.
Certainly is, Steve.
Sometimes you just have to hold somebody down, like right now.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go, third period. 7-5 the score. Freshman Laid Black of Absegami High School trying to become Absegami High School's third regional champion tonight. Delsey already has 3 championships. Absegami 2 and Oak Crest 1.
Warfel on a switch again.
Oh my.
There's the escape. Great job by Black on the 1, not 2 there, John. But now he needs to watch himself because he only has a 1-point lead. Can't be too aggressive. Can't be too aggressive. No warning.
Oh my. Oh my.
Good try by Warfel.
Good try. Doesn't work. 2-point takedown for Absegami. And that does it. Absegami High School with another Region 8 championship. Final score, 9-6. That is the third Region 8 championship for Absegami Knight. We're going to take a break from Absegami High School. Be right back right after this. We're back at Absegami High School in the Region 8. John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski. We're getting ready for 145-pound action. Number 4 seed Joe Harry of Kingsway, a senior, 23-3. And he's up against Bob Barber, a Cinderella kid from Millville, the number 7 seed, a junior, 25-5. Bob Barber of Millville advanced with a major decision over Jim Morrissey of Pittman, 14-2. Knocked off number 2 seed Tim Newcomb of Williamstown with a 349 fall, and then advanced with a 15-6 win over 3rd seeded Scott Hughes of Oakcrest. Joe Harry, the number 4 seed from Kingsway, beat Vince Arlotta of Washington Township 9-6. As you can see, a takedown. He advanced with a 6-3 decision over top seeded Kurt Pace, and now he has a 2-1 lead on an early takedown. That's Joe Harry of Kingsway High School.
Joe Harry has become a takedown artist, John. He's been letting them up and taking them down for a few weeks here now, John.
He's on a roll. He's on a roll. He's very good on his feet. You see another takedown by that Joe Harry. And you see another escape that he gives away. Joe Harry, a senior, lost to Mike Clancy of West Deptford by a fall. Lost to Kurt Pace of Pennsville in overtime, and lost to Kurt Pace of Pennsville 7-5. But he came back when it counted. Beat Kurt Pace 6-3 in the Region 8 semifinals. Kurt Pace came back and won 7-6 over Scott Hughes of Oakcrest, and will go to Cherry Hill East. 4-2 the score. Joe Harry in the lead.
Levels, Bobby.
Harry with 2 takedowns.
First, second, and fourth in district competition for Joe Harry. 4th in the regions last year, Steve.
In on that single again. Needs to get some motion there, John. Will take him right down. He needs to move him around. He's looking for something bigger than a takedown here.
30 seconds to go in the first period. Another takedown for Joe Harry and a 6-2 lead. Bob Barber of Millville is junior. 24-5 this year. He lost to Scott Hughes of Oakcrest. He lost to Joe Aremia of Southern, lost to Brad Nace of Lenape, Matt Regan of Shawnee, and Kurt Pace of Pennsville.
Score!
See Guy Davidson in the corner, the District 29 Coach of the Year, Steve.
Assisted by Mike McConville.
One of your favorite analyzers of talent.
Yeah, long-time assistant at Kingsway High School. Does a great job over there.
And of course, Joe Harry, as we look at the final seconds reel off in the first period. Joe Harry giving up an escape late. That makes it 6-3 after 1.
Bad time to give up a point there.
Well, that late, yeah. Kingsway with only 3 region champions in their history, Steve. Eric Holmes in 1972, Brian Yates in 1979, and Louis Tirado in 1984. So they would be breaking quite a drought of Region 8 champions if they win tonight, Steve.
Been a long time. The last Region 8 champion they had was at Vineland High School, and that was Lou Tirado.
Right.
He beat Jason Suter, who was just a sophomore at the time in the region final.
That's correct. They're breaking a long drought between region champions. Paulsboro with only 1 wrestler left tonight, and Jermaine Ruffin, the defending state heavyweight champion who was 2nd in the region last year, has never won a region. As you see Joe Harry in again, gets a takedown. That's the 4th one. Paulsboro needs to win at heavyweight, Steve, to keep a string going that dates back to the 60s of consecutive years with a regional champion.
The last year they didn't have a region champion was Sam Evangelista's last year at Paulsboro High School. Every year that Bob Frederick was the coach at Paulsboro High School, they had a region champion, and every year that Paul Marine has been at Paulsboro High School, they've had a region champion.
Quite a string.
Saw the first of those region champions here earlier today, Tyrone Hamilton.
Tyrone.
The 98-pound region champion in 1971. Barber in on a single. Going for a big move. I don't like when wrestlers do that. I think you split your offense. I think you need to keep both hands on the leg. When you go up for the head, you sort of lose some power.
Tyrone Hamilton, a two-time regional champion at 98 pounds at 106. And you see another takedown by Joe Harry. As you say, becoming a clinician on his feet, but it backfires. There's a reversal by Bob Barber.
Reversal for Barber there, John. Harry tried to let him go, and Barber just dove in on his legs.
And he hurt his shoulder in the process. So we have an injury timeout. And while we have an injury timeout, Steve, I'd like to mention once again that Glassboro Lumber and Kitchens is one of our sponsors of this Region 8 telecast. Stop in and visit Jerry Valleco, former two-time regional state champion, a regional champion, and All-American at Penn State. Visit Jerry Valleco and his exciting new showroom. They offer no-pressure browsing, a 20/20 color computer system which enables you to see Glassboro Lumber and Kitchen cabinets in your kitchen. Only a 3% sale tax at Glassboro Lumber and Kitchen. So visit them at 132 Route 40, just outside of Elmer, or call 358-1854. See Joe Harry giving a little motion in his shoulder.
Jerry Valleco's son, Andy Valleco, a teammate of Joe Harry's, placed fourth.
Andy Valleco placing fourth earlier tonight, just missing a chance to go back to the state tournament,
where he qualified the previous 2 years.
Yes, he did. Andy Valleco will be back. The little hammer is gone. I'm sure he's going to work extra hard in the off season, and we'll see some exciting bouts from him and his Kingsway teammates next year. They return a boatload of talent. 25 seconds left in the second period. 10-6. Joe Harry of Kingsway High School.
This is our last broadcast of the year, John.
In the lead, yes it is.
And yeah, they do. They do return 11 out of 14 Dragons.
And you were figuring out where that will put them in next year's preseason coaches rankings poll, Steve, and where might that be?
That's number one, John.
Number one.
And again, that's only for the first couple weeks of the season until the ranking, the first statistical ranking comes out. But it's based on the number of returning district place winners. And Kingsway is number one, Absegami being number two.
You see a reversal there, but about 10 seconds ago. So it's 12-6 in favor of Joe Harry, who was injured once again. We have the injury time clock started. Yeah, you were figuring out those things that people might be interested in knowing out there, Steve, that it's the preseason rankings on the coaches' ranking system, which determines ultimately who goes on to the group championships each year, the top 6 teams in each group with a 500 or better record. And it's based on returning district place winners.
Returning district place winners is half of the ranking. The other half of the ranking is what you've done, is your historical ranking. In other words, where your team was ranked the last 3 years. So you get points for being ranked the previous 3 years, and then you get points for district place winners, and it's a numerical ranking. It's just to determine power points before the teams can wrestle each other early in the year.
Right.
It's not a ranking to say, well, this team's definitely going to be the best, and it's not exact, but it gives you a pretty good indicator.
Basically, it's a starting point. We see a caution by Joe Harry. Wanted to use the freestyle start, it looks like, but didn't wait for the man to get set on the bottom and you see Al Maloney giving the signal saying there's going to be a freestyle start, so that's an escape, making it 12-7. Yeah, that preseason ranking has got Kingsway number 1, what was it, Absegami number 2, as you see another takedown.
And Delsey number 3.
Delsey number 3.
Paulsboro 4, Highland 5.
Oh my, how about that, huh? Some of the same teams that were great this year, very competitive. As you see an escape given away. That is, Steve, the 6th takedown that Joe Harry got in this match to take a 14-9 lead. He is tough on his feet.
So it's 14-8 on the scoreboard, John. I don't know if that's right.
Well, let me see. I had 6 and 2 escapes this period. I have 8, 14-8 is what I have. I've been wrong before.
Harry in again.
Not wrong this time.
Harry's very good on his feet. Good takedown, yeah.
A little clinic out there. Well, that's the best Barber can do right now is hold on, force the stalemate, and he gets that call.
Well, what a tournament Barber's had, John. I mean, here he came in, had a tough draw in the quarterfinals with the number 2 seed, 24-1, Tim Newcomb. And there's a takedown for Barber. 14-10.
Turnaround, fair play. You're right, 14-10 to score. Yeah, you're right about Barber beating the number 2 seed and the number 3 seed.
And you know, this is his best position right here, the top position. He's good with the legs. If he's going to do anything, he's got to get him in here and get a turn.
And he has less than a minute to do it. 55 seconds and running on the scoreboard.
Harry going towards the line. Tough to get points, back points near the line.
44 seconds ago in the third period, Joe Harry trying to become the first regional champion for Kingsway High School since 1984 when Louis Tirado did it at 141 pounds. Freestyle start, but
doesn't let him
Bob Barber doesn't let him go. Tries to grab onto him more quickly and get in a position to get back points. 35 seconds to go.
Going for a tilt, John.
30 seconds to go. Joe Harry can't go to sleep here. He's got to move a little bit. Stalling warning given. But he can stall for the next 20 seconds and win this match, Steve. The escape is earned. Out of bounds with 11 seconds to go and a 15-10 lead for Joe Harry, the senior from Kingsway High School in District 29.
Harry's going to win it, John.
Nothing given at the buzzer, and that makes it 15-10 in favor of Joe Harry, Region 8 champion for Kingsway High School. We're going to take a break. Be back right after this. Back at Absegami High School, the Region 8 Championship Finals, 152-pound weight class. John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski bring you the action as undefeated Dominic Delegata of the Buena High School senior, 28-0 this year and the number 1 seed. He's wrestling the number 2 seed, senior Junior Cotto of Absegami, 30 wins and 1 loss. And Steve, his 1 loss?
Dominic Delegata.
Was the man he's wrestling right now. Junior Cotto wrestled previously at Oakcrest High School in his freshman and sophomore years. Did not wrestle last year. His favorite pastime, as he puts down in his form here, is eating.
Well, I think most wrestlers think that that's their favorite pastime at this time of the year because some of them don't get to eat a whole heck of a lot at this time of the year.
You're right about that. Junior Cotto of Absegami lost to Dominic Delegata 9-4 earlier. Delegata, of course, a famous name at Buena High School because Ricky Delegata, I believe a cousin to Dom, was quite a wrestler at Buena.
That's right, and it's very interesting because Delegata's freshman year, he wrestled here at Absegami.
That's true, you're right. So we got a wrestler who wrestled 2 years at Oakcrest, so we see a takedown given. Very similar to what Dominic Kama had on Friday night against Larry Smashing and didn't get it. Hands went down to the mat, came back right back up, but the supporting points were on the mat and the takedown was given.
Delegata last year went on to place 4th in the state.
Ricky Delegata, the cousin, as we look at Billy Ward, was a 2-time regional champion in 1976 and 1977.
Went on to earn All-American honors at Kentucky.
You're right, doesn't even have a program anymore.
Well, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, unfortunately. Dom Delegata, the number 1 seed, advanced with a 117 fall over Mike Hendrick of West Deptford, and then he advanced with a 13-2 major decision over Ryan Reeves of Glassboro. So he beat 2 District 29 wrestlers on the way to the finals. Junior Cotto, the number 2 seed, beat Rich Wilson of Overbrook, 14-6, and then he advanced with a win over Matt Hoover, 4-0. Matt Hoover of Kingsway High School came back and took third place with a 12-3 win over Reed.
Here we go. Come on top.
Roy Fenimore, the official, indicating there's 27 seconds left. We got a caution on Junior Cotto.
Let him get set first before you move. Get down. Get down, Green. That was you that time.
We got a caution the other way.
Wait for the whistle, guys.
So Buna has the caution.
I just love listening to Fenimore.
Don't move.
Very informative.
I got 98 wins in a career for Dom Delegata, Steve. I don't know if that's completely accurate. He was a two-time district champion, third in the regions last year.
And went on to place fourth in the state.
Yeah.
Eventually lost to Scott Seibert in the state tournament. He was the Region 8 champion at 135.
That was 135 pounds last year when he beat Kevin Jackson of Woodbury 6-1 for that third place to qualify for the state tournament. After 2 minutes, 2-0 the score. Dom Delegata in the lead.
Red short. Let me see. You got no blood out of that. Okay. Okay, come on over here. He's got talent.
Very interesting. Fenimore is just, Roy Fenimore is cool as a cucumber out on that mat, John.
Yes, he is.
He's the athletic director at Williamstown High School. Long-time official.
Been officiating for about 25 years.
Was a head wrestling coach at Williamstown before.
At one time, yes, he was.
Both guys got cautions. Wait for the whistle now. Wait for the whistle. One down.
Junior Cotto at 72 career wins. Did you see an escape?
Quick escape there. Cotto didn't wrestle last year and still has 72 wins.
Yeah. Oh, what a power takedown by Delegata.
Dominating this match in the early stages. 5-zip. Junior and Roy are
Next
they're
time,
having a
what's
little
your point? You're down.
they're having a little trouble here with these
You down.
starts.
Come on. Wait for the whistle.
Oh man. It's not funny. I mean, this is
No, it's not.
but it's just a situation where Roy is he's just that kind of person out there. He just lets you know what's happening, and he tells the kid, "Come on, let's go."
He wants action, and he wants them to do things that are right, and he's right on top of it.
Delegata is attempting to ride that power half, and I don't think Fenimore is going to tolerate a lot of riding in this match.
Yeah. Wait for the whistle. It's going to be a long one. Whistle's going to be long. Center, guys.
Little warning to stay in the middle of the mat.
Here we go.
Witnessing Region 8 so far with 3 champions from Delsey, 3 champions from Absegami. Oak Crest has 1 and Kingsway 1.
Unit a little down this year as a team, still with outstanding individuals.
Delegata, of course, he's had a super season so far. Anytime you go this deep into the year, completely undefeated, Steve, you're doing pretty good. Red man's riding on top means the wrestler with the red anklet, who is Dom Delegata, gets warned for stalling.
Post it up like this. Get down.
I don't think Roy Fenimore just told somebody to be quiet.
Well, I think he was indicating to the corner over there that he had given the Buna wrestler a stalling warning, and heard a chirp over there and just told him to refrain.
We don't really have to say much. Roy is keeping our audience on the edge of their seats. This is really, I think, two outstanding wrestlers. Two guys that I think can do some damage next weekend. What a brutal weight class.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Pritzlaff from Lyndhurst is in this weight class, and these two guys, that's just a really tough weight.
Yeah, and that Pritzlaff is coming back, going for a third state championship this year, Steve, so he's pretty tough.
That's Don Pritzlaff from Lyndhurst High School.
Right. Cousin to that Glenn Pritzlaff, who was a three-time state champ and is at Penn State.
He's ranked like second or third right now.
He's in the national rankings. We'll see him in a couple of weeks in Northern Iowa, where the NCAA tournament is, where we'll see that Matt Suter of Paulsboro compete again in his third nationals trip. He won the Pac-10 championship.
Timeout. Yeah, but he's got this on timeout. He's got to go easy. Yeah, but you're telling me timeout. I can't. You say injury.
Well, there's a clarification there that Roy Fenimore is giving, Steve. The wrestlers calling for timeout.
Coach, all you got to do is say injury.
There is no such thing as calling a timeout. There's an injury timeout.
There's no timeouts in this sport.
You can't say timeout in the middle of a match.
This is unbelievable.
Well, you say injury.
Or I'm hurt.
Yeah, I know. You say something, but let it be. The other night, Delgado was working out in this gym, and his knee popped out.
Oh, boy.
And showing a lot of courage to be wrestling out there and wrestling as well
Stop
as he is.
fooling around. Let's wrestle.
Of course, he's a senior, and this is his last shot, and he's been wrestling a lot of years. And
on the bottom. 1 point top.
Oh, yeah, that's another caution.
All the time. Get down there and get
And that's Absegami with a caution.
You wait for the whistle.
That's their third one, and that's a point, so that makes it 6-0.
You wait for the whistle. Come on top.
15 seconds left in the period. 6-0 lead by Dominic Delgado. As you were mentioning, Steve, he has a knee problem. It has popped out, so he has had problems with it. Forcing the half. That's the end of 2 periods. 6-0. Dom Delgado, Buna in the lead. Third and final period. Junior Cotto will be on the bottom in a defensive position, and as referee Roy Fenimore has just warned him, if you move, it's a point. He's already had his 2 cautions. A third one cost him a point. Any more will cost him a point each time.
got Dom Delgado's bad leg right now, and he's going to stretch that knee out.
Oh my. Got a little high. A little high. That's got to be a reversal. Not quite yet. There it is. Oh my. 2-point reversal.
Neutral.
All right, you had a reversal by Junior Cotto, and then you had an escape by Dom Delgado. We have injury time with a 7-2 lead for Dom Delgado. Steve, another one of the wonderful sponsors for the Region 8 Championships is Pools and Spas by Van Brill. Custom gunite and vinyl liner pools, specializing in above-ground pools, spas, and pool rehabilitation and liner replacements. Van Brill's Pools has a large selection of pool and spa chemicals and supplies. They're open all year. It's Pools and Spas by Van Brill, Woodbury Glasgow Road in Sewell. Give them a call at 468-0378. Action resuming in a neutral position with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the third and final period. Dom Delgado Buna in the lead, 7-2.
See seems like Junior Cotto's been around forever, John. I remember when he beat Pete DePaul in a dual meet at Paulsboro his freshman year. Big upset. DePaul, of course, that year went on to win a region title. But seems like Cotto had a red shirt year or something in there.
Well documented, of course. There was a little confrontation at Oakcrest a year ago where a couple of the wrestlers were no longer invited to participate on the team. And, you know, fresh start this year. Junior Cotto's making the most of it. He's a Region 8 finalist.
30-1.
With a takedown. Gives an escape to Absegami. That makes it 9-3. 40 seconds to go in the third period. They're out of bounds.
Delegata is just a physical wrestler, John.
Oh, he's very physical. Very physical. One reason why he's undefeated. But of course, you know, with a bad knee, Steve, it's going to be awfully tough for him to go deep into the state tournament. It gets rougher from here on. There are no guppies this far upstream.
Yeah, that's for sure.
15 seconds left in the third period. You're running into nothing but sharks when you get this far.
He's out there with the shark tonight, and he's handling them pretty well.
No, we're out of bounds. Good job.
Dominic Delegata with 9 seconds to go in the regulation is going to win this regional championship.
There's Doug Castellari
and Billy Ward. Delegata in deep.
Not satisfied.
Pulls it in. Time runs out. 9-3 the final score. Dominic Delegata of Una High School becomes the Region 8 champion at 152 pounds.
Now for the awards at 145.
Dom Delegata polishes off a perfect year.
In third place,
And he will go on to the Super Regionals at Cherry Hill East High School Tuesday night. He'll be the Region 8 champ as the trek to the state finals starts in earnest.
I'll tell you what, I think Junior Cotto is going to advance to the quarterfinals too. He's just so tough. You know, Delegata really impressed me in that match. I mean, to beat somebody as tough as Junior Cotto the way he did, that's a great effort there.
Well, that makes Junior Cotto's record this year 30 wins and 2 losses, both losses to Dominic Delegata. Steve, the sparks can fly here. We have 2 exceptional wrestlers. Number 1 is seeded Mike McGinley, with 2-time returning champion at junior, 28-1. He's against John Craig of West Deptford, the number 2 seeded wrestler, 27-0 senior. A year ago, Mike McGinley, the 145-pound champion. A year before, 144-pound champion.
McGinley's had a heck of a career already. He's getting close to 100 wins, and he's only a junior.
He's only a junior.
And on a single, nice single there by McGinley.
Freshman year, it's 37 his junior year. Going for his 29th win tonight.
And he's a big 160-pounder, John.
That's 96 wins, Steve, going into this bout. 2-0 lead for McGinley, who advanced rather easily, so to speak, if it's easy to do such a thing. A 31-second fall over George Kuntzel of Clearview. Then he pinned in 38 seconds Chip McDevitt of Absegami. John Craig of West Deptford undefeated with a 15-1 major over Brian Petrovic of Oakcrest, and then a 9-8 win over Carl Seabrook of Pensgrove. Chip McDevitt came back to take third place with a 10-5 win over Seabrook and will go to the Super Regional. An outstanding tournament from Mike McGinley so far.
Dominant, John.
Dominant, yes, dominant, very much dominant. 3-time district champion already, 2-time regional champion, going for his third tonight. He's one of the few wrestlers in history, Steve, in South Jersey Annals who could be a 4-time district and a 4-time regional champion.
There's only been one. That'd be that Matt Suter.
Matt Suter, a 4-time regional champion for Paulsboro High School, who was also a 4-time district champion. Junior at Arizona State University now. We'll see him in 2 weeks in Iowa.
Bobby Hansen, I believe, also won.
Bobby Hansen was a 4-time, the third 4-time regional champion. The very first one was that Chuck Trotman of Lenape. 1984, 85, 86, and 87 for Lenape High School, Chuck Trotman. Matt Suter in 90, 91, 92, and 93, and Bobby Hansen in 92, 93, 94, and 95. Bobby Hansen, of course, was in the finals of the EIWA tournament. We don't know at this broadcast juncture what he did, but he's at Syracuse University, and they're dropping the sport next year. Look at McGinley, he's close to a fall again. Oh my! Will be his third consecutive pin in the first period. Oh my! Oh brother! McGinley got him tight. Hine runs out. Oh brother!
Tough with that half.
Oh, is he powerful?
Looks focused, John.
Very. Three-time district champion already, a two-time regional aspirant.
And he has a state champion in his weight, that Region 6 wrestler, Mark Worthy.
Mark Worthy of Central Regional. And, you know, McGinley has a loss this year, but that was up a weight at 171 when he weighed in at 160. He lost to that Brian at Bakley of Southern Regional, 6-4. McGinley on the bottom. Any other year, John Craig might be a favorite at this weight class with a 27-0 record, but this year, Mike McGinley's in the way.
He's tough, John. Very tough. Craig doing a good job on top. Craig's very good on top.
Uh-oh. Trouble coming forward.
Craig needs to hold that wrist.
Oh my. Up, dangerous territory. McGinley out the back door. Gets the reversal. 7-0 lead for Mike McGinley. Scoreboard's only showing 5-0. Steve, did I miss something here?
Yeah, there was a reversal.
Oh, there it goes. There we go. 7-0.
Watch the switch. Watch the switch.
McGinley had only been on the mat for a total of 1 minute 9 seconds. The first two bouts he wrestled, Steve.
And he almost got out, almost went only one period this match.
Yeah.
So dominant.
Very close. Minute left in the second period. Mike McGinley, 7-0 lead, Highland High School.
McGinley's last loss to a South Jersey wrestler was to that Jason Brown
Of
Paulsboro in the second round of the state tournament 2 years ago.
yes, up at Cherry Hill East High School.
1-point match.
Watch the switch.
32 seconds remaining in the second period. 7-0. Mike McGinley, the leader.
Very physical.
Highland High School, as I mentioned earlier, Steve, second only to Paulsboro, regional champions in the regional history in South Jersey. Caution on the bottom man. I like when they're mic'd. We can tell very easily who the caution is on.
Yeah, Roy will let you know.
Yeah. Highland with 35 regional championships spread out among 27 wrestlers in South Jersey history.
A lot of great wrestlers have come through that program.
Oh, they sure have. 15 seconds to go. A year ago.
Got him again, John.
Oh, there he is again. Oh, brother. 2 back points. Highland with a near fall. A 9-0 lead. And as I was mentioning, Steve, a year ago, McGinley was his second regional championship. They also had Dave Ritz at heavyweight last year, beat Jermaine Ruffin. And then Ruffin turned the tables in a state tournament. Third and final period, they start neutral. Mike McGinley of Highland with a 9-0 lead.
Craig had a real tough draw last year in the quarterfinals, losing in the quarterfinals of the region. McGinley, of course, 2-time champion. Wrestled all the way back for 3rd place last year in the state tournament after being beaten in the quarterfinals.
Tough wrestler, Steve.
Oh, outstanding wrestler. When it's all said and done, will probably be one of the winningest wrestlers in South Jersey history. Has a chance in Matt Suter's record. 95 wins at this point. Would have to have an outstanding year next year, and Highland would have to really go far in the state group tournament.
Well, John Craig breaks the shutout drought there with a takedown, making it 9-2 in favor of McGinley with a minute 15 left in the third and final period.
There's an article, I think, in your paper about McGinley where he said that he suffers from Epstein-Barr, which is sort of a fatigue syndrome, and you can see he was like a ball of fire, and he sort of slowed down a little bit in his third period.
Yeah, he almost got a first period fall, dominated the second period, slowed down a little bit in this period, but he gets a reversal. He's not done yet.
No, he's just so tough, John. I mean, he can even choke it down a little bit and still be dominant.
11-2 with 40 seconds to go. Mike McGinley the leader.
It's that far half, like a mousetrap half, and he seems to be he's working that again.
Nice turn. There's the back count coming. Can he get a fall before time runs out? He's trying.
You've got to be so strong to do that. To mousetrap a half when you don't even have the leg tied up.
Near fall 3.
No quitting John Craig.
No. We got 1 point escape. Making it 14-3 with 7 seconds remaining. As you can see, Rob Malofsky on the left, Ralph Ross on the right. Brain trust of the West Epworth staff. 14-3. Or the Highland coaching staff, I'm sorry. 14-3. Congratulations from John Craig to Mike McGinley, who won his third consecutive Region 8 championship. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back to live wrestling right after this. We're back into Region 8 final championship round at Absegami High School. John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski, bringing you the 171-pound weight class. Number 1 seed Nick Lopez, a junior, 26-0 from Williamstown High School. He's wrestling the number 3 seed, a junior from Lower Cape May Regional High School with a 28-2 record, Tyson Rementer. Nick Lopez of Williamstown, undefeated this year. All conference in football, a 1,000-yard rusher who scored 16 touchdowns, 67 wins in his career, which didn't start at Williamstown.
He was a Washington Township wrestler, finished second in the regions here last year at 171 for that Sean Scannell, who was state champion.
From Absegami.
Remender on a double, nice double, and there's a takedown.
Tyson Remender of Lower Cape May, a junior, 28-2 this year. He lost to Maurice Worthy of Central Regional, that returning state champion, Steve. And he lost to Dom Delegata by a fall. His overall record 52-11 in his tenure at Lower Cape May.
Tough wrestler, John. Real tough
Lopez,
wrestler.
the number 1 seed, advanced with a 4-2 decision over that Jason Land of St. James. There's quite a story. No team at St. James this year. Stalling warning on Lower Cape May. No team at St. James. They had to disband the program this year, or suspend the program because of lack of numbers. But that didn't prevent Jason Land from competing in the district tournament where he finished second. He came here as the number 8 seed. Won his first match and lost to Lopez 4-2. As you see an escape, making it 2-1. Lopez then went on to advance with a 10-8 decision over that Drew Steinhauer of Absegami. Remender, the number 3 seed, won 8-1 over Brian Jameson of Kingsway. Then he beat Sean McDade of Pennsville 8-7. McDade will advance to the state tournament as the third placer here by beating Steinhauer 13-5. Williamstown, of course, coached by Ralph Ross Jr., whose father just had a regional champion. You see a takedown by Nick Lopez.
Nice single leg there by Lopez. Nice outside shot. Picks up the takedown. Now leads 3-2.
20 seconds left in the first period, 3-2. Lopez the leader. Lopez has not exactly dazzled anyone this tournament, Steve. All he does is win.
That's right, and he did a great job last year in the tournament, getting to the finals, and of course losing to Scannell.
26-0 going into this bout. Just a tenacious type wrestler. Sticks to you like glue. I mentioned Ralph Ross Jr., the coach at Williamstown, his second year, 4-16 last year, 14-6 this year, ranked 20th in South Jersey. First time in 15 years Williamstown was ranked. Washington Township graduate. He wrestled at George Mason University.
He was at George Mason.
DJ Gore, one of the assistants at Williamstown. He's a Highland graduate who wrestled on 3 state championship teams. Joe Lamaffa from Highland's another assistant, former wrestler at Gloucester County College. End of one period, 3-2. Favor of Lopez. Second period, Remender on the bottom.
To his feet, gets his escape.
The escape.
This is a key part of the bout right here. This next takedown is really going to be important with a lot of time to go in this period. But I think that this is a real key, this next takedown.
Steve Elwell, the coach at Lower Cape May, is the first head coaching job, his second year at Lower Cape May. He's wrestled at Madawan and played football at Westchester University, and Scott Abbott, a former Lower Cape May wrestler, is his assistant coach. You see Steve Elwell there on one knee.
Right there by Lopez. Didn't come up with a takedown, but...
Well, Steve, the last regional champion for Williamstown was Josh Petrillo in 1992, so they've been 5 years without a champ. And of course, Lower Cape May had a champion last year, not only a Region 8 champion, but a champion who went on to win the state championship, and that was Sean Laughlin. Seth Remender, Tyson's brother, was a Region 8 champion in 1994 at 135 pounds. Steve, he's up at NYU wrestling.
Remender's in on a single, needs to come to his feet, needs to get some motion, steps across, there's a takedown. Good call there by Joe Henry. Ralph Ross Jr. didn't like it, but that was a takedown.
Shades of his daddy getting up out of that corner, huh?
Well, you know, line calls are tough in wrestling, but there's Scott Elwell.
Still kneeling. Caution on Lopez. Escape by Lopez, making it 5-4. In favor of Rementer. And
you know, John, I'll say this. Last year, last week I watched the district finals, and you know, some of the matches sort of weren't that interesting, but these region matches, every one of them has been absolutely exciting.
Well, you have some of the best wrestling in South Jersey going on right here. Region 8, notoriously, the last few years has been well known all over the state, and has had some really exciting wrestlers. 2 state champions in the region last year, Laughlin and Ruffin.
And I'll tell you what, they're going to make some noise in Atlantic City next weekend. I will predict that there will be more than 2 state champions in this region.
Remender? I agree with you, Steve. 20 seconds to go in the second period, 5-4. Tyson Remender.
I will make a prediction, and I say minimum 4.
State champs?
That's right.
You see Ralph Ross Jr. standing up. I make no predictions. Well, originally Joe Henry hit Lopez for stalling until he conferred with assistant Al Maloney, who indicated that Lopez had asked for an injury timeout. So with 19 seconds to go in the second period, 5-4 the score. Remender is leading. While we have this break, Steve, let's talk about Cross Run Auto. Whether you are buying, selling, or renting a vehicle, give Jack a call at Cross Run Auto. They also are your full auto repair specialist. Cross Run Auto, when there is a need, you need us. 484-38 West Broad Street in Paulsboro. Call 423-5000 and ask for Jack. That's Cross Run Auto. Nick Lopez still being attended to. Williamstown had a pretty good football team this year, and Lopez, one of the reasons he was quite a running back for them. He went quite well until they lost their quarterback with an injury, and he was out a couple of games. They lost a couple of games. He came back. They won again.
Well, I'll tell you what, they did. And they destroyed some pretty good football teams in Gloucester Catholic and Kingsway in that stretch when they had Newcomb,
right,
quarterback. When they didn't have him, weren't very effective. Nice shot by Remender, no takedown.
And we're going to run out of time in this period without further scoring. 5-4 the score. Tyson Remender of Lower Cape May has the lead entering the third period. Lopez has the choice. The Williamstown wrestler is going to take the bottom.
Remender's going to go to a freestyle start,
which will enable the match to be tied up with the intentional escape. 5-5 in the third period.
No warnings at this point. Both wrestlers have been fairly aggressive. Very important takedown situation again here.
Well, Ralph Ross Jr. had said about Nick Lopez that he got a stalling warning there. You could sooner mention that there's no stalling warnings than Lopez gets hit with a stalling warning. Ralph Ross Jr. said that his wrestler may not be the flashy type wrestler that can win a state championship, but he's going to give it a tenacious effort on the way. He just doesn't stop. He's been down in several matches, come back to win them.
Nobody's beaten him yet this year.
Good job. Good job.
Of course, Remender's two losses to two outstanding wrestlers. One we saw earlier in Delegata, 2 weight classes ago. And the other wrestler is that Worthy from Central Regional, who's just about as tough as you can get, defending state champion.
We have an injury timeout. While we have this injury timeout, let's talk one more time about the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, another one of the sponsors for this show. Several interesting inductees last year. We mentioned them earlier. And of course, they'll have another induction dinner coming up this November. The first Saturday in November will be the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame evening. Last year, Pete Lamonti was the inductees, and a lot of people don't know he was quite a wrestler in addition to a football player back years ago.
Third in the state, I believe.
Third in the state.
178, I guess.
Yeah, that was in the days when he left high school ranks and went into the paratroops. And of course, the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame, one of the things they have upcoming is the All-Star meet the Tuesday after the state tournament at Paulsboro High School at 7 o'clock at night. A group of Region 7 and 8 All-Stars, senior All-Stars, will challenge the Delaware All-Stars, which usually includes several state champions. We're in the third period. We're tied at 5 with 1 minute remaining.
Busy week that week for the Vogue, and running that, helping to run that meet, and then off on an airplane the next day to UNI, where I'll watch the Division I National Tournament.
State championship ends on Saturday. Tuesday we have the All-Star meet, and Wednesday morning we're out of Philadelphia International, out to University of Northern Iowa. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. We're tied at 5.
My hotel's an hour away, John.
Well, I think ours is 45 minutes away. It's combinations were tough to come by out there.
There's not a lot of hotel rooms in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Not when you have about 18,000 people.
Yeah, they're sold out. They're all session tickets, so it ought to be pretty interesting this year. Still tied, 15 seconds to go, 5-5. We look like we're heading for overtime. Of course, Cedar Falls not far from Waterloo, Iowa, Steve, and that's where, as we see an injury timeout, this is the third one, I believe, and if that's the third one.
Not sure if the last one wasn't blood.
Okay, it might have been, but if that's the third Cedar Falls, Iowa, of course, not far from Waterloo, and Waterloo is the hometown of that Dan Gable, Iowa fame. A lot of rumors that Dan's last year would be this year. Now I don't know. He had a hip surgery, was it, Steve?
I think he had either a hip or a knee replacement.
Hip surgery or knee surgery. Anyway, he missed some time out there, and of course Iowa lost to Oklahoma State this year in a dual meet, and that'll be an interesting race for the championship this year between Iowa and Oklahoma State.
That was in the National Dual Meet Championship final they lost, and they had a couple kids out of the lineup. I still think that Iowa's going to win a national title.
Well, they certainly have some great talent remaining. Coming back, 15 seconds to go, 171-pound championship final. We're tied at 5. Nick Lopez in the blue and white against Tyson Rementer of Lower Cape May. In deep, fighting, challenging, battling. Oh my! Oh, they're on the line. We're neutral. With 2 seconds to go, ever so close by Nick Lopez. And a little warning in the corner by Joe Henry, the official, saying, sit down, guys, and relax. We're going overtime. First point wins, Steve. All warnings carry over, so Williamstown cannot afford a stalling call. They've been warned for stalling. Lower Cape May has been warned for stalling. Of course, if you get a double stall warning call here, they go right to the tiebreaker, I believe. Oh my!
Good whizzer.
Is in.
Good whizzer. Good whizzer there. Lopez was in. Great whizzer by Rementer.
And there's Lopez behind and getting the takedown and winning. 7-5. Nick Lopez of Williamstown wins the 171-pound championship. 22 seconds in overtime. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. Back at Absegami High School, John Vogeding along with Steve Anuszewski, the 189-pound championship. Greg Sawyer in the red, number 1 seed, a junior, 27-2, and he's meeting the number 3 seed, a junior from Absegami High School, Chris Carlino, 27-4. Steve, these two wrestlers split earlier this year.
That's right. They wrestled in the Christmas tournament over at Delsey High School, and Carlino upset Sawyer, who was a state quarterfinalist last year, and Sawyer came back later in the season to beat Carlino 9-4 in the group playoffs.
Interesting. Carlino won 14-11, and then Sawyer won 9-4. Sawyer, of course, third place in the regions last year, Steve, and went on to the state tournament. This is Carlino's first time this deep in the regional competition. Still no score. Sawyer gets a takedown, leads 2-0.
Carlino's been very impressive in this tournament, John.
He certainly has, Steve. Greg Sawyer, number 1 seed, advanced with a 3-16 fall over Larry Kramer of Ocean City. Then he decisions that Sean Hendricks of Deptford 5-3. Carlino is the number 3 seed, had a 3-34 fall against Dennis Laspada of Millville. Then he pinned that Andrew Palillo of Shalleck in 134. Sean Hendricks will advance to the state tournament with a technical call 17-2 win over Palillo in 354. You see an escape by Carlino.
Nice takedown there by Sawyer and a quick escape by Carlino. Carlino in on a single. Carlino's really good with a fireman's carrier, a dump. Watch out for a spladle.
Watch the spladle. Watch the
Sawyer's got him in big trouble.
Big time trouble.
Big trouble. Not a whole lot of time.
If he gets his hip out.
Not a lot of time, John. 10 seconds to go.
He can get a takedown, though, if he gets his hip out. Sawyer's got to move his hip out. There's the takedown. There's the back point. But time runs out. Delsey with a takedown and a near fall, 2 points for a 6-1 lead after 1 period. Delsey strikes again. They're hungry. They want another regional championship. They've got 3 already tonight. 103, 119, 135. You see Steve Isles in the corner.
That would match West Effort's effort last year.
With 4.
4 region champs.
Yep.
That was a big 4-point move. 2-1 match, and all of a sudden 6-1, John, against Sawyer. That might be tough for Carlino to come back from.
And Sawyer gets an escape, and that makes it 7-1. We're at 189 pounds. Region 8 championship round. Greg Sawyer, 2 losses this year. He lost to Carlino, as you mentioned, 14-11 in the Delsey tournament. He lost to Lopez, who just won a regional championship 2-1 in overtime on a tiebreaker.
The key for Sawyer, John, is his head position when they tie up. He needs to have proper head position, because if he doesn't, Carlino has a heck of a fireman's carry, so that's the key. There's a shot, a single shot by Sawyer, and he's not really in a good position there.
Now, and we could have a stalemate here unless there's further action. Carlino, 25-4 entering this tournament. He lost to Damian Hahn of Lakewood, who was a state runner-up last year.
That's correct.
And he lost to Rivera of Middletown South. He lost to Sawyer, as you mentioned, in the Group 3 semifinals, 9-8. He lost to McDonald of High Point. So some pretty quality good losses for Carlino.
There was that dump shot, that fireman's carry, left-handed. Carlino likes to hit it.
I wanted to mention earlier that win for Williamstown by Nick Lopez, as you see Steve Isles in the corner.
With Tom Maxwell.
With Tom Maxwell. Isles was on the right, Maxwell on the left. That win by Williamstown is the 13th regional championship, the first for Ralph Frost Jr. Started with Darwin Popow back in 1966. Alan Zellner was a regional champ. Richie Fuller, Vernon Zellner, some famous names. Rodney Caldwell, Charles Lawton, and of course Brett Denovi, a 2-time regional champion. Josh Petrilla, their last in 92, so that ended a 5-year drought.
Denovi went on to win a state title, I believe.
Don't know if he won a state title, Brett Denovi.
He won one.
He won one?
I think so.
Get out of that! Right there!
That's Sam Cole, I believe.
Sammy Cole started his career at Pennsgrove.
Finished at Long Branch.
Finished at Long Branch. 7-1 to score. Greg Sawyer in control. We're at through 2 periods, 7-1. Greg Sawyer.
Greg, 2 minutes. Greg, break double, don't stop. You want to come out front? Break it out.
Escape real quick. Carlino, as Sawyer decides to cut him loose.
Well, that's safe at this point, 7-2. 2 fine wrestlers. Al Maloney, the official on the mat. You know, Al Maloney, Steve, was a 3-time regional champion, twice at 98 pounds in 1972 and 73, and 101 pounds in 1974.
I saw him get on the scale. I know exactly what he weighs now, John. I got on the digital scale yesterday.
A little bit more than 101.
147 he weighed.
147.
I saw him get on the scale, the digital scale. He was checking out the digital scale that they're using this year at the regional tournament.
Oh,
147.6 to be exact.
Well, that's almost 148.
I know.
On the break, on the break.
Alan Maloney. He had a lot more hair when he wrestled at Edgewood.
Heavy, heavy, heavy.
1 minute remaining, 3rd and final period, 7-2. Greg Sawyer trying to become Delsey's 4th regional champion tonight, well on his way.
Maloney's also a member of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
He is. He is.
Sawyer with that front headlock's doing a real good job. And this is just what you want to do. You just want to use up time.
That's it.
Oh, that's Phantom Moore banging for stall.
I don't know if the mic was up and our audience heard that or not, but Phantom Moore said banging for stall on both of them. 30 seconds remaining. Greg Sawyer in the lead, 7-2. Stalling warning Sawyer.
Well, Roy got his half is what he wanted. He got one stall call there.
15 seconds to go.
Looks like Sawyer's going to get a takedown.
Delsey is going to win this one, the 4th Region 8 championship this evening. The number 1 seed wins his title by a final score of 7-2. Greg Sawyer, his daddy was a pretty good wrestler in his days last for high school.
That's right.
Never a regional champion, but his son can lay claim to that for bragging rights in the family.
And he's only a junior.
Only a junior. He'll be back. Tonight's coverage, of course, again brought to you by Glassboro Lumber and Kitchens. Stop in and visit Jerry Valleco in his exciting new showroom. They offer no-pressure browsing and a 20/20 color computer system which enables you to see Glassboro Lumber and Kitchens kitchen cabinets in your kitchen. Only 3% sales tax. We're inviting you to visit them at 132 Route 40, just outside of Elmer, or call 358-1854. We're coming up to one of our returning state champions in the show tonight. Sean Laughlin, the senior from Lower Cape May Regional High School. He's the number 1 seed, comes in 29-0. He'll wrestle undefeated Harry Weber of Deptford, a senior, at 15-0. 15-0 because he missed several weeks of the season, 6 I believe to be exact, with a broken hand. Sean Laughlin on a little bit of a streak right now, Steve. 56 consecutive wins in his 87-20-0 record. First in the regions last year. First in the state last year. Second in the regions as a sophomore, Steve?
That's correct. Lost to, I believe he lost to Dave Hale.
Dave Hale of Island pinned Sean Laughlin in 2:37. So Laughlin, this is his 3rd consecutive appearance in the Region 8 finals. Harry Weber, we said, missed 6 weeks with a broken hand. He's a senior.
Knock it up, knock it up.
He doesn't have any losses last year. He advanced as the number 2 seed with a 304 fall over Franco Catagliati of Absegami. He had a 6-4 win over Luke Carpenter of Pennsville in the semifinals. Luke Carpenter winning 11-0 over Mikey Shields of West Deptford to advance to the state tournament. Sean Laughlin a 254 pin over Dave Jameson of Kingsway, a 7-2 win over Mike Shields of West Deptford. Laughlin with a takedown and a 2-0 lead with 45 seconds left in the opening period.
Weber tried a Blair toss against a pretty tough stud, and Sean Laughlin didn't come up with it. Laughlin in control of the wrist. Fenimore explaining to Laughlin to take that wrist past 45 degrees and then hammerlock position.
Sean Laughlin considering for next year, Steve Lehigh or Rider University. Rider, of course, having a superb year with a former Absegami wrestler on its roster. That George Florence is wrestling at Rider.
Well, whoever gets Sean Laughlin is going to get somebody who's going to be real tough. And I guess he'll have to compete at 275 in college, John.
Seems like it. Well, we'll see. There's Joe Hollywood on the right, Otis Myers Jr. on the left. Joe Hollywood, the first-year head coach at Deptford High School, a former standout wrestler at Deptford who was first, second, and third in the state in 3 trips to the state tournament. Steve?
That's correct. Second as a sophomore, first as a junior, and third as a senior.
And one of the nicest head coaches in South Jersey.
Oh, he's just a great guy. He's a great kid when he wrestled, and he's a nice young man as an adult. Did a good job at Deptford this year under tough situation. I know. He just goes on and on and on.
Green defers, red takes defense.
Well, I'm laughing about it. The conversation with Roy Fenimore and Sean Laughlin. Hey, he said, you were just laying on the arm to do something with it. Don't just look at me.
It's okay, Roy. This guy weighs 214 pounds. He's strong as can be.
Let's use it now. Let's
Very interesting.
Let's go, let's use it.
Well, who's your outstanding wrestler pick so far, Steve?
Well, I think right now Matumi Goodrum.
Matumi Goodrum?
What he did to Jason Gardner, defending regional champion, McGinley was very impressive. I think McGinley's an excellent wrestler. And I think that, of course, that both those guys beat West Epworth guys. But I really think that I thought that was going to be a pretty competitive match. And I've watched Jason Gardner for 4 years, and I've never seen anybody throw him around like that.
Yeah, that was an exceptional performance by Goodrum in the finals. Freestyle start indicated. You see Steve Elwell and his assistant coach. 4-2, the lead for Sean Laughlin of Lower Cape May. Had a chance to talk with that George Rementer, who was Tyson's father and Seth's father in Lower Cape May.
I saw George too today at the diner.
Nothing but great praise for Sean Laughlin. Says he's an outstanding young individual.
You can tell.
Let's work in the center.
49 seconds remaining in the second period.
Center circle and wrestle.
4-2, Sean Laughlin the leader. You say Laughlin weighed in how much, Steve?
Sean Laughlin was about 209.
209.
So he has a decision to make next year with the either at 190, which starts the season at 193, and that's some weight to lose, or go up and wrestle the big boys at 275.
If I had my brothers, you see a takedown, a power takedown by Sean Laughlin. If I had my druthers on that Division I level, Steve, I kind of would rather go at 190. So we don't know how hard it would be for him to cut weight, but I've seen a lot of 190-pounders who have come down from 215 and 220.
No question. I think Sean's probably naturally maybe under 220.
Yeah.
Weighing in at 209.
Well, then again, there's been some great light heavyweights too, so maybe
That's true.
Maybe he can bulk up in another year as the period runs out. And after 4 minutes of wrestling, 6-2, the score for Sean Laughlin, who takes the defensive position for the final period.
Hold still.
215 pounds. Region 8 final.
Yeah. Inside hand there. You come off the elbow too soon.
We got a caution on top against Weber.
Roy Fenimore calling that caution, explaining it very well.
Wonder if I guess he knows he's mic'd. He's the only official that's mic'd. Right. And he's putting on quite a show for us. Very animated official who's been at it for a long time. Whoa!
Harry Weber just picked Sean Laughlin and dropped him on his head.
Keep working, guys. Keep working.
And Roy says, keep working.
Harry Weber undefeated at 15-0. Imagine what his record would have been like to see an escape. What his record would have been like if he had had the whole season.
And Harry Weber, you talk about nice kids. He's been down practicing at Paulsboro this week. What a nice kid. Just a nice young man who's I don't know if he'll do any college wrestling, but he's going to be successful in life. I can tell you that. Nice young man. Going to try that Blair throw again.
There it comes. 1 minute remaining. It just breaks him down, Steve. What power. 1 minute remaining in the third period. 9-2. Defending state champion, Sean Laughlin, in the lead. That's his fourth takedown against Weber, Steve.
That's his fourth takedown. He's going after another region title.
And of course, 57 wins in a row. 40 seconds remaining. Escape is given.
Go with it, Hack. Go with it. You got a headlock or post. You got a headlock or post. That's about it.
30 seconds remaining.
Headlock or post.
9-3. Oh, brother. I wouldn't want to be on the bottom of that.
Oh, man. These guys are just good, big athletes, both of them. What a year, Harry.
Any other year, Weber might be a region champion.
Oh, I know. I have no question about that.
This year.
Oh,
my.
Flare toss. Got him in trouble.
And back points on him. Oh, brother! Oh, he's got the state champion in deep, deep trouble.
Look out, 5 seconds.
Oh, my!
3 seconds.
Oh, look at how close he is. Oh, brother!
Loses 9-8, John.
2 and 3. The defending state champion just escapes 9-8. What a marvelous performance by Harry Weber. Sean Laughlin wins the region title with a 9-8 win over Harry Weber. We'll be right back after this message.
Heavyweight, Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro, Kirk Townsend of Absegami.
The final bout of the evening in the Region 8 Championships, the number 1 seed, undefeated, Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro, senior, 30-0. And he's up against Kirk Townsend, a senior from Absegami High School, the number 2 seed, who's 28-3. The defending state champion, never a regional champion, but a 4-time district champion, Jermaine Ruffin of Paulsboro, Steve. He's wrestling Kirk Townsend of Absegami, who comes in with 3 losses. One of them to Ruffin.
1 on disqualification in the
State groups.
right, and I don't know who the other one's to.
Well, he lost to Esposito from Alpin 6-3 and a takedown by Ruffin.
Nice
He lost
take.
to Ruffin 5-4. He lost to Shiloh of North Hunter by disqualification. Jermaine Ruffin has looked tougher as the season's going on, Steve.
That's right, John.
This is also a situation where if Paulsboro doesn't win this bout, their streak of consecutive regional champions will stop.
Ruffin, who last year finished 2nd to Dave Ritz in this tournament, as we said, went on to win a state title. And it was a close match the first time these 2 wrestlers wrestled, but there were 3 points right at the end that Townsend got that made the score a lot closer than the actual match was. And that's not taking anything away from Townsend. Townsend's very tough.
And these are 2 wrestlers that are up in the 274-pound range. Look at this! Look at the turn! Oh, and he didn't hold him. 1-point escape for Townsend. Ruffin went for the back points.
Ruffin being very aggressive on top there. Yeah, that's right, John. You mentioned their weight. Townsend weighed in last night at the 2nd weigh-in, I think like 276 and a half.
Wow.
Ruffin's about 272, 271.
Well, 275 is the limit, right?
Well,
Townsend
it's
must have lost a
277.
pound and a half.
It's 277.
I don't think they get allowance at heavyweight.
They did. They gave him allowance.
They gave him allowance?
Yeah, and they also they got 1 more pound yesterday. That's right. It was actually 278 yesterday. There's a stall call on Jermaine Ruffin.
Interesting. Ruffin warned for stalling.
Townsend
25
pushing in.
seconds to go in the first period. Oh, what a nice sweep move. Out of bounds they go. 2-1. Ruffin with a lead. 12 seconds remaining in the first period.
I think the most important thing that these wrestlers need to do here is just focus. Focus on what they're doing. Close match.
Well, and a little break can decide close matches, Steve, so they both have to be extremely careful. 5 seconds remaining in the first period. 2-1. Paulsboro's Ruffin with the lead at the end of 1 period. Absegami's choice. They defer. Paulsboro will take the defensive position to start the second period. Jermaine Ruffin trying for his first regional champion, a 4-time district champion, the first heavyweight in Jersey history to be a 4-time heavyweight champion. Gets an escape.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Dr. Giacomo said, no, he didn't.
Okay. There's a movement on top. That's a caution on Absegami. Got the ankle. Doing a good job of riding.
Ruffin getting to his feet. It's interesting, Townsend doesn't even have his shoes laced up all the way, or he's got real long tongues on those shoes.
Oh my! Reversal by Ruffin. See if he tries to go for the back points again, Steve.
I think he will. I think he'll stay aggressive, John.
Has to be aggressive.
An escape. Key point about here too, John. I mean, this next takedown is key. If Townsend can get a takedown, he'll be right back in this bout. If Ruffin gets a takedown, he'll open up a 6-2 lead.
Yeah, 4-2 right now. Ruffin in the lead. And
this is key. Next minute 26.
Yeah, we know that there's some heavy hitters waiting upstate, Steve.
Oh, there's some great wrestlers.
And Antonio Garay of Rollway is supposed to be outstanding. There's a wrestler from Bergen Catholic supposed to be outstanding. That Charlie Powell of South River who pinned Ruffin 2 years ago in the groups.
That's Ed Galen from Bergen Catholic.
Ed Galen. Charlie Powell.
Wrestler from Kittatinny that Ruffin beat DiCardillo from Kittatinny in the finals at a Caldwell tournament. The stalling warning against
Absegami.
Evens up the stall warnings.
Well, all of which means, those names we just mentioned, all of which means that Ruffin is going to meet one of those wrestlers in the semifinals because they can't all be in the other bracket.
Or he could meet Townsend if Townsend advances. Townsend could be also a seeded wrestler if he wins depending on who wins here. I mean, this match is not a given.
Right.
I think they'll both advance as seeded wrestlers in the no matter what happens here.
Yeah,
the state tournament.
You're right, because you got injury time for Townsend. What you have in that state tournament after the Super Regions, the seeding actually goes on the next day. They'll have 8 wrestlers being seeded. And of course that seeding comes from the wrestlers who have been to the state tournament before. Obviously at this point, if Ruffin wins tonight, he should be the #1 seeded wrestler in heavyweight. But other wrestlers who advanced to the state tournament before will be seeded, and Townsend may be one of those guys who is not going to be high enough to get seeded. It wasn't there last year.
Well, yeah, but anybody who wins the Super Region is actually seated in that 8-man bracket.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can
Right.
see the 8-man bracket, but he could be in the half bracket of Ruffin.
Right.
That's a possibility. Now, they
Right.
try, if possible, to separate those who have met in a region final. If they were both to advance to the state tournament and be up for a seed, they have provisions in there, if at all possible, and it doesn't really upset the flow of things, to separate 2 guys who met in the regional final so that they may not meet again until the state final, which happened with Damian Covington 1 year and Pat Lynch. Steve, you've been following Paulsboro all year. Any idea how many times Ruffin's had to go the distance? I know he did it with Townsend on a dual meet. I know he did it against Roosevelt Park in the state groups.
Yeah, he's going the distance. He also went the distance in the Caldwell tournament finals and the Deep Creek tournament finals.
So he is not a guy going out there and pinning everybody in the first period.
Well, he's wrestled some tough competition.
Yeah, he certainly has.
There's a stall warning.
Against Absegami, so that's 1 point for Paulsboro.
Big point there, John.
And that makes it 5-2 with 8 sequds to go in this period. We should
Another injury time.
Another injury time now. The Ruffin advanced with a 156 fall over Brendan Gein of Ocean City. Then he had a 123 fall against J.C. Villar of Vineland. Kirk Townsend, the #2 seed, advanced with a 49-second fall over Robert Reck of Clearview. And then he advanced with a 301 fall against Lou Andujar of Buena. J.C. Villar come back and beat Andujar 9-8, and he will be going to the state tournament. 8 seconds remaining in this second period. 5-2 the score in favor of Jermaine Ruffin. Affectionately known to Paulsboro fans as Pickle, and he gets a takedown with 1 second remaining.
Great single leg there by Jermaine. To get outside on that single with 8 seconds. How many heavyweights have you ever seen 8 seconds to go in a period? They usually tie up and belly bump. But he goes in, fakes that tie up, outside single, 2. And a big takedown.
Amazing
big takedown in this match.
He was quite a football player this year. As you say, Towns will get an escape.
Townsend wrestled Ruffin when he was a sophomore for Oakrest High School. Ruffin also prevailed in that match. Decision.
Oh my.
Front headlock by Ruffin.
Had him off balance. Coming in for the, oh my. Townsend, great reaction. Whizzer in by Ruffin.
Ruffin also defends shots really well, John.
There could be a takedown right here.
There it is.
2. That makes it 9-3 in favor of Ruffin. Another 3 timeout. That's the third one and the final one. If another timeout is called,
it's over.
It is over. Ruffin would have his first region championship. Well, right now, with 1:22 left in the third period, he does have a 9-3 lead.
Towns was very dangerous, John, but Jermaine Ruffin has just shown a tremendous offense in this match. He just, a lot of motion, good outside shots, really fundamentally sound. I mean, went for the fall early, didn't get it. Townsend can't take a timeout. He's got 1:22 to go.
Well,
he might not continue.
He might not continue, Steve. Jermaine Ruffin is on a mission. I don't think there's any doubt. I think a lot of people are, hoping he's back in the state finals, which is a very, very tough chore to do, to repeat at any weight in this state. But heavyweights, it's really tough. Of course, Bill Duff from Delran was a 2-time state champion, now playing football at the University of Tennessee. 122 remaining.
South Jersey has owned.
Well, the last 5 state heavyweight champions have come from South Jersey.
That's right. Duff 2 times, Kevin Landol.
Warrenchick and Landol. Harry Warrenchick from Pennsville, Landol from Holy Cross, Duff twice, and last year Ruffin. Oh, what a nice move to counter that escape attempt, and he's trying for a turn.
Got him in trouble now.
1 minute remaining in the match. Townsend can't lay there. Ruffin going prime on the arm board, slips off it.
Under a minute to go. Ruffin in control, still in control. No escape yet.
He'd like to punctuate this match with a fall, but he'll take the win. 40 seconds to go. He's got a 9-3 lead. His first Region 8 championship in sight. There's an escape. 30 sequence to go. Paulsboro will keep its streak intact of having a regional champion every year since, what, 1971. It's quite a string. At the star of the show tonight, Delsey High School and Absegami High School.
Townsend's got to get to the center, John.
With 4, Absegami with 3. 15 seconds to go. 9-4. Jermaine Ruffin in the lead. Head fake. Goes low. Out of bounds. 6 seconds remaining.
6 seconds to go in the Region 8 tournament, our last broadcast of the year, John.
Sadly.
Ruffin looks like he's going to keep the streak alive.
There it is. 9-4 for the defending state champion. Jermaine Ruffin wins the Region 8 championship. We're going to take a break, Steve. We'll be back for some final words right after this.
Back at Absegami High School, the Region 8 Championships just ended a short time ago. And of course, with a marvelous performance by a couple of schools here tonight, one of which hosts Absegami High School. With us, the coach of Absegami, Gene Barber. And Gene, it's got to be a thrill to have 3 regional champions in one year.
This is a dream come true this year. Everything's went well. We've stayed healthy and been very lucky, no major injuries. And our kids, they wrestled outstanding all year, and they made me look good, I'll tell you that. They made myself and my coaching staff look tremendous, because these kids, they put out every time out there. They work hard in the room, and they got good results for doing so.
You had 7 in the finals, Gene. You've got 9 going to the state tournament. 10 place winners in the regions, 3 champions in the finals, and of course it all started way back around Thanksgiving, where I know you've driven the team this year to an outstanding dual meet record, to the South Jersey Group 3 Championship, to the Cape Atlantic Championship, District 32 Championship, and if not for an odd twist of fate, you would have been state Group 3 champions. #1 team in South Jersey, quite possibly the #2 team in the state. The guys really came through for you this year.
Yes, they did. Like I said, this team set their own goals in the beginning of the year. They wrote them down, and all those things you mentioned were our goals. And of course, it was an unfortunate thing we missed out on the state Group 3 title, but those things happen, and it might have made us hungry for this tournament. We knew we wanted to prove to South Jersey that we're the best team in South Jersey this year.
And I think you proved that with an exclamation point this year. Certainly some great dual meet performances, and I don't think there's any doubt who the #1 team is. Steve is standing with Matumi Goodrum, not only a champion for Absegami High School and an outstanding wrestler, but the outstanding wrestler recipient in this tournament. Steve?
Toomey, outstanding wrestler this year. Last year you came in here as a district champion. You went out on Friday night. What did you do from last year to this year to get you ready, come out and beat the defending region champion?
I worked on my technique a lot in the summer. I've been wrestling a lot. I wrestled all year round. And I had a lot of confidence, and I knew my conditioning would take me far, so I just went out there and wrestled my hardest.
Now tell me about next week. What do you think?
Well, I just got to hope for the best. You know, I'm going to go out there and give it my all. Whatever happens, happens.
Well, Toomey, good luck on Tuesday night at Cherry Hill. Hope you can go as far as you can.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Just to recap real quick, thank you. Talk to you next week at the state championships. To recap real quick, Delsey High School, Steve, of course, a great performance too. 4 Region 8 champions, and that kind of emulated what West Deptford did a year ago. Absegami with 3 championships. No other team with more than 1. Oak Crest with 1, Kingsway, Buna, Williamstown, Highland, Lower Cape May, and Paulsboro. Of course, the state champions, Sean Laughlin of Lower Cape May, escaped by the skin of his teeth in the final seconds, where he almost was pinned by Harry Weber of Deptford. And of course, Jermaine Ruffin dominating in heavyweight, both going for a 2nd straight state championship. Some final words from Steve Anuszewski?
Well, I think it was a great tournament. A lot of young talent in this tournament. A lot of freshmen and sophomores did a great job. A couple state champions went on to win region titles this year, and some great wrestling here. And I think that Region 8, as I said, minimum 4 next week.
All right, Steve's words. For Steve Anuszewski, this is John Vogeding saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.